Good evening, Toothy. How's it? Come on, just a quick drop in, saying hi to Chad. Hope everything is handy dandy. Looking forward to tonight's match. Are you waiting on Patchy, or do you need assistance? Do you need a co-caster? Okay, I see Patchy did respond now. Patchy, my boy, if you're listening, lots of love. Feel free to jump into the channel, the live stream channel, if you want to start casting. But for now, I think I'll just join you, Tooth. Let me just find out if he's up and running. I know they've been having some issues. I think tonight's game is going to be very interesting. Let's have a look here. I am trying to find this. Alright, Toothy, I have gotten confirmation that Patchy is on his way. He will be joining you. I'm sure you've got his contact details. We can just forward him the link. The usual, eh? Fantastic, okay, I see it. I see that the guys in the group didn't appreciate my comment from earlier. I asked on the Charity Cup group if REACCE GTV will be showing, EXO will be showing GTV how it's done. Yeah, just a little banter. Still have a lot of love for GTV. Alright, I trust this is Patchy that just joined. Am I correct? I am correct. Patchy, you are muted. And with that, guys, I'll be taking my leave. I will be supporting in chat. Lots of love, and I hope you guys will be enjoying tonight's game. Sweet, my man. Ciao, ciao.
Cheers, dude.
Ciao, Patch. Have fun, eh?
Oh,
Chat
yeah,
if you guys
yeah.
need help.
Hi there, I'm alright, dude. How you doing? Okay, alright. Well, I guess that's as good as we can hope, right? Sorry for the lateness. I I overslept. We got a new puppy today, and well, he's been pretty pretty big handful. So I was quite tired, and I took a little bit of a nap, and then my alarm didn't wake me, so that was fun. Anyway, does my mic sound fine? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, let's see. Two teams today, Ladon Academy, REACCE. Is this EXO? REACCE EXO? Alright, well, I don't think I've seen... .exe. That would be fun. Yeah. That would be quite an interesting one, I think. If I had to name my team, I'd probably put .exe. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Nothing better than a meme dream team. Anyway, I haven't seen EXO in action, but I have seen Ladon Academy, and I remember the last time I saw them in action, they were very, very impressive. So I think we can expect some pretty big things from them today. Yeah. Oh, what are our 3 maps, by the way? I missed that. Right. These are the maps. Mirage, Inferno, always. You know how I feel about Mirage. Yeah, right now we're seeing a pretty slow setup on the terrorists, which I like, but it's not paying off. It can work, but I think in this case the USPs are being used to a point right now, so it's making it very difficult for Ladon Academy to do anything. They have decided to rotate. I like this ball. Yes, come on, they need it. Oh. If they'd gotten that second one, that could have been bomb plants, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. First round to REACCE EXO. Yeah, those USPS can be deadly with those one taps, especially on that first round. Oh yes, yeah, you have to use it properly, obviously, but I mean, I suppose the same could be said about pretty much every gun.
Yes, and I do believe that my microphone had an issue. So, you guys might have missed some of my chat there, my apologies. At least you could hear me there, bet you.
Yes,
But now
yes,
I should be
yeah.
back on the stream, I do apologize, guys. Once again, another slow setup that we see here.
Yeah, I'm always wary of slow setups. I trust Ladon Academy to be able to do something with the slow setups, which is why I haven't criticized it just yet. But I'm always a fan of the more quick plays. So especially in earlier rounds or rounds that are save rounds or half buy rounds, when you have like weaker utility and weaker guns and just weaker economy, I always like to I like to see more quick decisive plays, unless you're a team that really has that kind of cohesion that can really pull it off with slow plays.
Logic coming down to Aishad almost getting it, but just unfortunately does not get the headshot. And will get taken down there. Same with the beast.
Yeah, the superior firepower definitely proving to be a lot to handle. They do manage to take down one, which is going to be pretty good considering CT's the force here. But yeah, I think he's going to get quickly shut down.
Well, there's some armor damage as well coming in with that.
Yeah, I suppose any sort of advantage that they can get going into this next round can be pretty helpful. But now that they've got these AKs, it should be a lot easier.
Yes, and definitely. I do like the fact that they went and bought, but you see the utility becomes quite limited on the side of that.
Yeah, they have a limited utility, which is why I want to see the play come out with a bit more vigor. It looks like the CTs have actually read this one pretty well, and they've stacked towards B. Pushed up quite heavily in the mid site there.
Oh, Murphy is lurking a bit there in the lowers.
The bomb is still here towards B, but it looks like terrorists once again playing the slow game. Let's see if it pays off here. They're going to need to get some sort of pick if they want this to work out. Otherwise, it might just fall apart again.
Well, there's some friendly spray happening. But no visuals actually.
Speed is actually holding this tight angle, and I wonder if they're going to clear it. They do.
Oh, Radio's getting into the middle of the Molotov there, but he does manage to do
That's
some
very good entry. That's some good stuff from Ladon Academy.
Yeah, very good setup here as they are taking it. Oh, and that was good work there by Salty Beast, who takes down and Spywatch here will come in there with the last bit of a tap onto Clove. And that is the first round in the favor of the terrorists.
Yeah. I must say, I do think that if Ladon Academy keeps playing slow game like that and keeps getting that entry pick that allows them onto site, I think they can have a lot of success with that slow strategy. Let's see if they keep setting up like this.
Yeah, what I would like to see though is a mixture. Well, because yes, it's fun and you get to toy with the enemies as Spot gets double kill there. Actually,
Yeah, this should be pretty easy for the Ts here. The CTs haven't bought anything. They have maybe a couple of pistols in their hands and nothing much else. So it should be pretty free for the terrorists to take this.
We do have a guy hiding here. So it's not been scouted out just yet there by Spotbots here.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll check it.
Well, he got checked now. And we're sitting with just Clove remaining.
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
the 5.7 that he's got on hand, no armor.
I think the best he can do is maybe try and get some exit frags or something to that effect, because he can't. There's nothing for him to save right now. He's maybe got a smoke grenade and a pistol, and I mean that's kind of meh.
Yeah, well, his timing on the crossing and peeking was impeccable.
He has heard footsteps. He knows they're here. He just has to take the chance and just peek it for a second. There's one, and he just cannot connect the headshots.
Now we'll have to recruit back. But haven't checked this yet, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he'll save the smoke, he'll save the pistol, and I mean they could save a cane here, or they could buy up, and it looks like they're gonna buy up. But he has a nice bit of economy, so it's not too bad.
No, definitely
Just
not.
wondering now, what is gonna be the play here? Because the CTs have some substandard rifles on their side, 2 FAMASs in their hands, and the terrorists have an AWP. So that unlocks a little bit of the map that perhaps the CTs won't be able to challenge.
Well, Salty Beast is also still running with a Mac 10.
Yeah, let's see if he can get some cheeky plays with this Mac.
I do sometimes get frustrated by the Mac 10.
I must say, I love using the Mac 10. I like to pick it up because it's so cheap. And even if my team is saving, sometimes I just like to pick it up and see what damage I can do with it. Because really, if you just go and just run and gun, it can be really, really nasty to deal with.
Yeah. Well, he's holding the angle here outside on despawn. Just trying to see if there's anyone pushing from the side, but nothing just yet.
They won't spot him out as they check that monster. So Salty Beast does have the element of surprise, but can he keep it? The rest of his team is towards A, so if Salty can catch them on the rotate and hear those footsteps, perhaps he can get a really, really cheeky flank off. It looks like what he might be going for. The CTs are aware that there could be someone here.
Very well played there, using the Molotov to block him off. All the Molotovs and the nades come flying in. But yeah, but Spotbots getting the hit there on time.
Ooh, they don't clear that corner. That's going to be devastating.
Oh, and the nade coming in there by Salty Beast. I don't know how.
Terrorists not checking that corner could have just been their demand. Oh, luckily they're going to manage to bring it back. That could have been very, very bad for Ladon Academy there. Them not checking that crucial corner just by the truck there allowed CTs to get a lot more damage onto their team than they should have been getting. So that was very, very scary. But they managed to pull it back, so 2-3 still in favor of Ladon Academy.
Yes, well, it's a cheeky corner there by Optimus. So
It
sometimes
is, yeah.
it pans out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, the 2 corners that you must really, really pay attention to on the A site of this map in particular is, beautiful grenade usage there. That is a Kobe once again.
I'm gonna perhaps see the chat light up again with the words Quibus. We never know, but for now, it's about what to see. Yeah, taking a look. Oh, and he moves past lowest just as the push comes up there from Zaradius. He might have a bit of an element of surprise.
Yeah, right now the T's have superior weaponry, so the counter-terrorists really just have to try and do as much damage with these pistols as possible. And actually actually, that looks like exactly what they're going to be doing. They get a beautiful flank from behind. Terrorists not expecting that. But they do manage to take one down.
Oh, that was a very good pick-off that happened there.
Yeah, they're gonna need to do a lot more damage than that if they want to give themselves a better chance of going into the next round. Terrorists, their economy is in a really, really good spot. They've won the last couple rounds in a row.
And another good pick-off there by Zeradius.
Yeah, and that's a free upgrade as well. Zeradius gets himself an AK, and this could be the unlock, perhaps, to the next round going in for REACCE EXO.
Well, the terrorists are not gonna have to run away, but for me it's always been with the times, because they're all very, very close together. The bomb blast radius on Overpass is quite small. It's not as big as it is on the other maps.
Yeah, you have to be very careful where you run away to.
Yeah,
because unlike some of the other maps, you can't run from one side to the other. You have to actually leave down through mid or along. You can't go from A to B or B to A. They're just too close.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it looks like they've stacked, getting a little bit aggressive towards B with this AK that they saved. The terrorists are once again playing quite slow.
Yes, we do see that we've got two guys pushing out to the low as well. They had.
I wonder if they think to wallbang this spot. I don't think... Actually, he does wallbang the spot, but he doesn't manage to hit KP, just the sub. Terrorists are taking their time to feel out the enemies.
Yeah, Salty Beast also being in a bit of a tight position. It's just as sub was hiding.
It's going to be a nice trade there in mid. Now the terrorists have to decide which side they want to hit, and they've decided to go B, but they're not clearing the angle. It's going to a double kill.
Very good work there by just the sub.
Yeah, and that's going to leave the CTs in a very strong position. Oh, Logic misses the shot, and that's going to be a round in the favor of REACCE EXO. And that's exactly what they needed to do on that round if they wanted to shut down Ladon. He was looking to run away with that a little bit, bring them in and trying to keep them back here away with the match. So I think they're nice and tight now. This is what I like to see.
And we do want to see some close-knit games.
Absolutely. It's always nice to see two teams neck and neck fighting it out for the advantage.
Yeah. Also, when you get to a point where you're using every single bit of your arsenal when it comes to strats.
That's always nice to see. Yeah, it's nice to see teams being able to do that and actually just play a game that's a bit higher than what you would see in matchmaking. You know, it's a game of thought, a little bit more thought, a little bit more strategy, some tactics. It's very nice to see. I enjoy that.
No, definitely.
Okay, here comes the execute in onto B site. Terrorists looking to push this hard. They're going to pick onto Speed and KP, and that's going to be free sight for Terrorists. They get that very, very quickly with a nice and decisive play. I like how they did play early round slowly, a little bit of feeling out, got a couple of information peaks, and then they just executed just so efficiently and so quickly onto that B site. The CTs have pretty much no choice here but to save. I think that's exactly what they're doing here. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason that they would try and retake this. It's a 3v5. They may as well just save their guns. Their economy not in a good place if they lost their team members here. So they're going to save the AWP, save the AK, save the M4. And I think that's the right call. In the next round, maybe looking a bit more strong than they would have had to throw themselves at this.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that we are getting some spiking there. I've already contacted the ISPs guys. Sorry for any lag that you might be experiencing on the stream there.
Yeah. I'm not seeing any clearly dominant team right now. I don't see, as of yet, any team that's looking better than the other. I think this game has been pretty close so which is always what you like to see. So I'm curious to see play out now. They decide to do it against one another. We don't see any orbs on the T side this time. Damage going down onto Murphy.
Oh, it's global.
Ooh, he doesn't. Spybotica gets traded. Very quick stuff. Quick responses from these teams here. Doesn't check the corner. That Molotov's going to be logic.
Oh yes, it does. Salty Beast. Actually,
Yeah,
they
everything's
tapped
just
into
falling apart now.
Loverboy.
The terrorists started that one out slowly as usual, but they took contact in mid and they took fights that they didn't need to take. After taking damage, they should have just run away, but instead they pursue the fight, and that allows the CTs to get a trade kill and then an extra kill, some damage down, and that just leaves the terrorists' plans to fall apart there completely.
Yes, no, definitely. I'm just gonna quickly give you guys on the watching the stream there a little intermission screen. I'm just taking a look at what exactly could be going on, why we are getting so much trouble. Once again, I do apologize for any issues.
If you need to switch out, just let me know.
I'll do that, buddy. Thank you. I think the worst part of it all is not knowing exactly what it could be.
Yeah. Yeah, that is always the worst.
Well, everything does seem to be running fine on my side. There's no extra things. But we'll switch it back to the live scene there, and you guys should be getting the view.
Well, while we've been away, Zeradius gets a pick onto Salty Beast, leaving the terrorists in a 4v5.
Just missing there for the onto Loverboy.
Yeah, but I really like this response here. The terrorists felt out that there was somebody on B after the CTs got that pick, and they immediately responded with a very, very quick A hit. And now they have control of the site. That's very, very good calling for Ladon Academy. But they need to hold the site. It's instantly picked off.
Loverboy, good work there.
And they also know where Clove is. And that's going to mean that he needs to make something happen here. Because they're not even peeking and they know. They just have to play time.
Yeah, like, all they have to do is just play the safe corners.
Yeah. Clove is just looking for the pick. Can't hit the flick.
Flick just misses him there.
And I doubt the terrorists are going to even repeat this. They don't have to. Is actually going to repeat it. That's going to give Clove a free kill, and they're just going to run away. I wonder if Clove gets picked up by the bomb here. He's actually going to get picked up. That's going to be the orb down, and that's going to be a hefty sum of money to have to invest now into this round for REACCE EXO.
Yes, he's definitely going to feel the love there.
Yeah, he's going to feel that one.
But love is going to be interesting with the orb now fallen down. Actually, they have picked up an org again on just a sub.
Yeah, I'm seeing two FAMAS and one org, and I'm thinking now CTs are going to have to play a very different game.
A very quick
Actually, they're
rotation
caught off
coming on
guard.
today.
Yeah. Very quick play from the terrorists was unexpected from the CTs, and I think they just got caught off guard in terms of tempo. A beautiful headshot though from Zeradius. Instantly extinguishes the flames and manages to escape.
Clovia is also trying to get his push in onto the side.
Yeah, he might get caught out here though. Yeah, he is. There it is. The spade comes through. Salty Beast gets that one.
Just almost throwing the nade towards his own teammate.
He's had quite a job.
Radius gets the pick off.
Beautiful. As I say that, they just do the job. I say that, oh, these guys have a hectic job ahead of them, and then they just do the job. They get the picks, and they get the defuse. And that's brilliant. Once again, REACCE, they're shutting this snowball down. You know, as soon as it looks like Ladon is going to get some sort of a headway in, some sort of advantage, some sort of snowball going, REACCE come, and they shut it down.
No, definitely. And I mean, this is the first map that we are seeing here being played. So, I'm kind of leaning towards the way that both teams will be trying to put the best strats out forward if they can, and just switching it up and around. But I mean,
Yeah.
in a situation like this, if you are REACCE or Ladon, do you think that if you do take the first game down, that you try something different on the second map? Say, have a bit of fun, if you can call it like that?
Well, it's difficult to say considering I haven't seen REACCE EXO on any particular map, so it's difficult to say if they have any favor for one map or another. But what I can say is that right now these teams look pretty head to head, and I think that whichever team wins this round, Spy
That
Vodka.
was
That was one hell of a one dig right there. That is definitely naughty. And I was actually just as I was about to finish my explanation, I was going to say that Ladon Academy need to do something incredible with these deagles, but Spybotica seems to be pretty capable of doing that.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's gonna be interesting to see how they make the pick-off work. They have lost logic in return.
Yeah, but I mean, if Spybotica just keeps getting those shots, I don't think the T's are in much of a bad position. But Spybotica is going to have to clear these corners though. And before we see if he does that or not, if he isn't, can he get the... Nope, no more 1-digs from him. I think his 1-dig well is run dry.
You know, it's sort of like when I play, my 1-dig arsenal is not on how many there are, but more in a sense of
Ooh,
how lucky I
another
am.
pick off.
No.
Well, I mean, the terrorists did a hell of a lot of damage to the CTs there. That's a lot of damage on 3As. That's 3 guns taken out of their arsenal. And,
No, that was very well done. Left with 2 AKs at least.
Yeah, but I mean, when you buy deagles into a save round like that, that's really all you can hope for. You know, it's best case scenario you win, but I mean, you're kind of just aiming for some damage to the economy of the other team, and that's exactly what Ladon Academy managed to accomplish. And it actually looks like they're going to try and do that again with another deagle buy into this round. They might try and change things up. Let's see if they can damage REACCE's economy even more.
Yeah. Spybots, unfortunately, low is getting picked off. Well, not picked off, blocked off there with a smoke. But Logic getting the 1-dig there.
Yeah, this team seems to be pretty capable with the deagle. But as I was saying earlier, I think the team that wins this map doesn't necessarily have any advantage over the other team, from what I can tell. Since these teams are so close together right now.
No, there's
So
definitely no clear advantage, but it's nice to see that guys from Ladon were able to get the pick-offs now, and now it's 2-on-5
Yeah,
situation.
I mean, they've just won a round with deagles. They pulled out the deagles in the previous round. It didn't work out. They pulled them out again, and now it has worked out. And the CTs are in a bit of a dire position because they have to choose between saving and just trying to get as many kills as they can. And either way, their economy is going to be in a horrible position since they decided to not only force up after getting so much damage in the previous round from the deagles, but they lost against the deagles this round again. So yeah, their economy is in a pretty bad position. But I mean, if Ladon Academy is winning rounds like this where they only have deagles, then yeah, I wonder if maybe they have the upper hand.
I don't think we have a definite upper hand. Take a look at.
Ooh, look
Salty
at
Beast
that!
gets in there for the 1-dig onto speed. I don't think he should have shown himself.
Winning save rounds like that is so crucial in CS:GO because economy is pretty much everything in the game. If you have the money, you can buy the guns, the utility, the armor, and that makes everything a whole lot easier. That makes your job, whether you're on the T side, whether you're on the CT side, it makes your job a whole lot easier. So economy is pretty much the name of the game. And I mean, if you're going to be a team in CS:GO that is able to successfully pull off a save round where your team only buys deagles and just does their best with them, then I mean, you have a serious advantage.
No, definitely, but here's the question now, alright? So, Ladon goes for the save round with the deagles the first time. They did not get too much out of it. They got some out of it. The forces come in from the side of REACCE. Unfortunately, Kai's will get picked off there. But now you have that deal around that you win. Is it not sometimes a bit more profitable to say, okay, let's use what we gained from the previous round, not force out too much on the economy, and see if we can take another round? Because obviously you know that you've just hurt the economy of the CTs.
Hmm.
So perhaps then just leave it at that and not spend too much of your own economy. So should
Yeah.
you have a 2-round loss happening, that you can still come back from it.
Well, I think the question boils down to whether you believe in yourself that you can make whatever you get from that round work again. Because they went into the Deagle round first time. They did a lot of damage, but they lost. They took on the Deagles again in the round after that, and they made it work. They won. And the choice after that was whether they wanted to buy up or they wanted to keep going, as you proposed. You know, maybe just pick up whatever they had from the previous round and then go in with that and see if they can make it work. And the ultimate question there is, what do you want to accomplish? You know, do you want to put it down to a little bit more risky plays and then do a lot of damage to their economy while saving your own, or do you play the safe route, buy up, get the armor, and give out that respect to the other team with the full line?
Just up there gets flashed up and picked off. No, it's definitely what you're saying.
Yeah, and it seems that Ladon Academy did decide to give that respect over to REACCE, and I think that is probably the better play, considering how both of these teams operate. They are seemingly quite good here. They are very much neck and neck in terms of skill battle, at least on this map, as we've seen so far. There's no clear winner that I can see right now, aside from Ladon Academy being able to pull off some amazing save rounds. And so I think that buying up, giving that respect over to REACCE is definitely the call. I think if they had not bought up, if they had saved it again and tried their hand at the risky play, I think it would have been a little bit more cocky than needs be. A little bit more risky than needs be. But it seems that it actually hasn't really worked out that much. I was going to say that REACCE is in a bit of a pickle here, considering their economy is very, very bad, and they don't have much of a loss bonus going for them, which means they don't get much after every round. But it seems that they've made it work so far. They've gotten 2 picks, they're in the man advantage, make that a third, so they're in a heavy man advantage right now, and they've seen the grenades, so they know exactly where these last 2 Ts are coming from. I think this is very, very good from REACCE. This is definitely winnable here.
Club only has a scout.
Ooh.
Loverboy doing some good work with that AK.
9 HP though. Just 1 tap from the scout is it.
Yeah. Buddy.
6 seconds. He has to get this bomb down. There it is.
Oh, on the M4
flank
from
from
behind. So
That's going to be 7-8. That is a close half. That is a close half.
It is. It's one of the closest halves we have seen by now.
Especially considering we've seen halves that have gone 15-0.
Yes, unfortunately.
15-1, 15-2. So this is definitely a much closer game, a much more intense game, and these 2 teams are a lot more level or close in terms of, on this map, their skill and ability to win. So I'm quite interested here. Actually, the teams have decided to buy some utility in this first round, and that's very interesting.
No,
REACCE got some smoke, some mollies, some flashes. I wonder what they intend to do with this. That kind of monetary commitment to this round means they've got to have some sort of plan up their sleeve.
Well, they are trying to get a quick distraction, it would seem, at the moment, towards the A side, see if they can bait it out. As we can take a look, that we're sitting with Putrid and Spybots here on B still. Murphy is busy rotating away from B over to A. So they're definitely trying to see perhaps who can they make rotate how quick. Interesting play here by
Do you think this is some sort of play in the early round to figure out how quickly the enemy team rotates for the future?
Well, with the fact that they have now just switched over from CTs to Ts, I mean, definitely will have to have something like that. But Putrid coming in there with 3 kills already.
Ooh, that was very quick.
Yeah, 2 in the favor there of Spybots here.
I'm very interested because REACCE didn't really seem to know what they were doing with that utility that they bought. You know, I had thought that maybe if you're buying smokes and mollies and flashes in the first round, you have to have some sort of plan in mind. And usually, to my mind at least, if you have that kind of utility in the first round, you use it immediately. You just pick a site, you rush it with your 5-man advantage, and you just execute instantly and take the enemy team by surprise because they're not expecting you to have that utility immediately. So I'm quite confused as to why you would play very, very slowly.
Oh,
Almost,
just a sub gets picked up on the he will get picked up by a spot bots here in return. As it's now
it's
a 3 on
proving
4.
very easy for these SMGs to take down players on the T side. Pistol's not really doing anything.
But the bomb is lying in mid. So Clove now. Fortunately gonna get picked off there. Now, I don't know about you, but that MP9
Coming in quite handy. Pretty deadly.
It's quite lethal. The fire rate of that gun is insane.
It is,
If we have to be honest with each other, that thing really does.
Yeah, it definitely dishes out the damage. But the question is now, the T's have their first full buy in this half. REACCE getting their first full buy this half. What do they do with it? Can they make it work? Because from what I've seen so far, I'm leaning towards saying that REACCE have a much weaker T side on this map than they have CT side. Well, I could be wrong.
Well, it's so as Zaradius there does get picked off by Loverboy, and Loverboy will get the kill onto speed as well.
Yeah, it's that MP9 we were talking about, dishing out the damage as usual.
The problem comes in with trigger control.
Yeah.
Gun like that, because you really have to be in control of the trigger.
Yeah, you can't be wasting those bullets.
No, and you really have to, the moment you see the guy drop, stop shooting, otherwise you are gonna be shooting out too many bullets.
Yeah, you're gonna be having to reload a lot more than you want to.
And that also does take so long. Spybot does get the kill there onto just the sub, but he's left with only 5 HP.
Yeah, and,
So
and the
in
T's
essence,
have a chance to win this one.
yes, they do. Well, because in essence, if you take a look at it, Loverboy sitting on 33, Spybot's here on
Yeah.
5. The only guy left with decent HP is Putrid. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to the luck of the tap, if I can put it like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess what you can say is that really this round is going to come down to if the terrorists can clear out the corners necessary, if they can get the peak onto the first kind of initial guy, if they can clear out this guy and bank now, then they've essentially won the round.
Molly landing right here behind the couch. She is in a difficult position there.
There goes one.
Spybot's
They
here,
know where
just
the
down.
second guy is.
Bang. Oh, just missed the and the rotation in from behind.
Yeah. This is going to be very difficult for Clove to take down. It is planted for him though. He does get the tap. It's going to be difficult.
Flashing himself there.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Clove does get the round for the REACCE. And now
Yeah,
things
and
are turning.
I'm feeling neck and neck again. It seems like everything is quite, nothing is easy for either of these teams. So, they're definitely battling it out with.
No, definitely. I'm taking a look at the scoreboard right now, and I'm seeing some form of a repetition. I'm not trying to jinx anything just yet, but we'll see now as things progress with the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, but what I really like to see is that these teams have very evened out kind of scores in terms of their KPA and whatnot. They have a lot more even scores than we might see from some other matches played previously.
Oh, unfortunately, Peter there gets picked up by Couch.
Yeah, it looks like Ladon Academy are having a hard time making this work on the CT side. But as I say that, actually, Salty Beast decides to prove me wrong, decides to get a nice one-tap from heaven.
No, he's actually sitting over at Graffiti, just under...
On this
next to the
side.
exit. Oh, but
Gonna
just
go down
sub coming
eventually,
in
though.
with the pick there.
Now it's on to Mr. Murphy.
Now let's see what Loverboy can do here.
I think he can maybe take one. I've got his steps though.
Oh,
He can fact,
just not the luckiest, just to sort of pick him off there.
yeah, now the score is 9-10, still in favor of Ladon Academy, but I mean, if we're talking straight numbers right now, these teams are pretty much even at this point, you know. I'm gonna say no clear winner yet. Everything seems
No,
to be
definitely
very
not a
close.
clear winner, and you can see that within these teams, all 5 players are playing their role very well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I definitely do like what I'm seeing in regards to this game. Now as Radius puts out the molly there onto Lowe's. Does molly himself out. But
Now we see
nothing.
the Chiefs playing a slow game again, but one of theirs has been picked off.
Oh, and there is the return from just a sub getting putrid.
Yeah, and every time I see a small advantage coming out for one team or another, it always gets traded back, and I get left having to sit here thinking about who's got the real advantage.
It comes back to the
As
point
soon
of
as I
like,
see someone taking it,
what I just saw is not what I just said. As we see that Loverboy picks up the Radius there.
finally, we have a clear advantage. The terrorists with only 2 members left alive, and now we have to play a very special kind of game.
Oh, this ball bang is coming through.
Oh, 1 HP for Clove, but actually, Clove on 1 HP gets to spray down through the wall, through that board there, and this could get the terrorists back into this game. If Clove, can get another clutch play like that,
Ooh,
this
and
could be
here
easy
it
for
comes
terrorists.
now, and he gets picked up with a bomb.
That was
Unfortunately, with Logic coming in there with
so unfortunate.
the cut gun.
That could have been so good. Such a comeback for REACCE, but they decide to go for a quick rotate through Connect, and they get caught out completely unawares.
Yes, and unfortunately, it comes to a point of you're running with your knife out. You're not gonna switch it out quick enough to
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess they just weren't expecting someone to have pushed from A side so aggressively into Connector.
Oh no, definitely not. And once again, the Toothy and lowers starting with a bit of a push.
Yeah, they have to
Putrid
use
sitting
these
right
deagles.
next to the lowers.
They have to use these deagles like Ladon Academy used them in previous rounds. If they can't pull something out like this, oh, I say that, and the Tech9 gets 2 head dinks immediately. And I mean, that's
Never
some
underestimate the
value
Tech
right
9.
there. That is some hell value right there.
No, definitely.
I mean, even if REACCE don't win this round, once again, they've done some decent damage to the economy of Ladon. And I mean, that's all you can really hope to do on a save round like that. Speed, it's going to hear the footsteps, but gets caught out.
The re-peek there by Salty Beast from the side was just in time.
Yeah. Yeah, and as we go into round 22 of this first map here, we have a score of 9-12. Ladon Academy taking a little bit of a head start, or a lead. That's what I was going for, a lead. So for once in this map, I think that we have somebody we can say is a little bit ahead now and looking to close out this map.
No, definitely. It's a very interesting playstyle that we are seeing coming in here from the guys on Ladon. But I'm still wondering on whether REACCE is going to be able to make good work of it.
Yeah, they've got 3 guys towards this A site here. Maybe thinking of protecting the 3 guys, but actually all the terrorists are poised towards B. So let's see if we can get a quick rotate here from A. The CTs haven't felt anything coming just yet. They are still boosted on A here, though. Maybe they're expecting an A push.
It's difficult to say. I mean, you're sitting in a situation where you've got an advantage on one side, but not really a disadvantage on the other side.
Well, they've heard the bullets come out, but they haven't rotated anyone just yet.
Yeah, Peter
I
did
wonder,
take a bit of damage there.
I wonder when they call this player over. When do they say, okay, come rotate? Here comes Salty Beast. He has finally decided to rotate. And I mean, if the terrorists had executed, 30 seconds ago, a minute ago, they could have taken B-side instantly because of the 5v2. But instead, they're just playing so slowly that they're busy running out of time.
Oh, definitely. Making good work of the utility. In an attempt to get access onto the side, but my bot's here.
10 seconds. They gotta get this bomb down now.
Bomb is busy being planted. Oh, and the
That's
planter
gonna be it.
goes
That's
down.
gonna be round. The bomb planter goes down.
And it will be around in favor of CTs yet again. Very close,
I mean,
though.
even though they had the man advantage at the end there, the CTs were able to take down the bomb planter. And I mean, at the end of the day, that was all that mattered because the terrorists kind of played themselves in that sense, that they wasted a lot of time doing pretty much nothing. And I wonder exactly what they were looking for there. I don't know if they were looking for some sort of pick before they decided where to go, but they definitely played themselves a little bit by waiting so long because if they had executed onto B, if they had just done, even if it was a blind execute, if they had done an execute onto B, they would have been in a man advantage, and they waited so long that actually one Salty Beast rotated from A to B and put them in a little bit of a pickle. Of course, there's no way that they could have known that there was a man advantage in the early stages there, but I mean, when you take so long to decide what to do, you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage with time anyway.
No, definitely, but it also makes me wonder, on a map like this, where the rotation between A and B is a bit difficult, could it not have been a bit easier to have a lurker from the T side then just standing out towards A and putting out some utility just to try and create some distraction? I mean, if you put out utility and make it sound like you are going for the side, I'm pretty certain you can sometimes.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't even have to send a terrorist over to A to sell the fake. Even if the terrorist that goes towards A doesn't do anything, getting that information is crucial, because if they had sent one lurker towards that A site, that lurker would have been able to clear long or clear mid or clear bathrooms or clear connector, and they would have been able to say, okay, listen, no CTs are here. I'm not feeling any contact. I'm not feeling any contact. And they could have pushed up until they maybe spotted someone on site, maybe got some sort of resistance, and they could have made a call there. But instead, they didn't really have any of those information plays. And I think that's probably what they were waiting for, because they were taking so long that they were waiting for something. They weren't getting it because they weren't sending any players to do any of that information gathering.
Yeah, as the push comes out there, just a sub does get picked off.
Yeah, that was a very good boost from the CTs. Yeah. And that's going to be pretty strong, because now the T's find themselves in a man disadvantage.
And they bring it back. Unfortunately, there's another player that has dropped. So now it's gets down, but it's not. Oh! Salty Beast in the middle of the weapon.
I really like that from, who was it? It was Speed. I think it was Speed. I like it from Speed. He cleared the water area as he came onto site, and a lot of people don't clear that and they get caught out because they go in for a bomb plant without clearing that. So even though they lost that round, that was a good at least awareness.
No, definitely.
From Speed and some of the T's there. So that gives me hope that even if Ladon Academy take this map, which it looks like they're going to at this point, then at least we're going to see maybe a chance for REACCE EXO to take them.
Oh, Logic just missed the op shot there in the middle.
Now the terrorists, they're on a dilapidated virus here.
Yeah. Oh, no, just not getting the pick up there, but oh, Couch coming in there with a lovely one tap on that deagle.
Oof. Loverboy Murphy holding a nice tight angle there by Bathrooms is going to spot the bomb, get it down, and now I think that's going to be it. I mean, they have a Deagle, an AK, and a P90, and unless the P90 and the Deagle can start doing some work, then I think this round might already be over.
Well, never disregard the P90. The P90 really does do a lot of damage.
Quite true, but
the flash out too high, and Cloak will fall down.
Yeah. P90 no longer in play, and just a sub is now tagged down to 24 HP and actually taken down.
Yeah, my Spybot's here. And now it's Couch, yeah, on the long
35 seconds on the clock, 1 deagle. He needs to get 2 1 deags in the next 30 seconds to win this. Actually, he might go for a save. This would be a very, very cheeky save, and this is actually, if he saves here, if Couch decides to save here, then that would indicate to me that REACCE have got a plan for next round. They're going in, they're saying, all right, we're not going to win this one. We're going to save the AWP. We're going to buy into the next round, and we're going to go full force and take it to overtime. Because right now, REACCE, the only chance that they have is to take it to overtime.
Well, it would be interesting. It will be the first overtime that we have seen.
Yeah, well, I'm a fan of overtimes, and even though it takes extra time, I always root for a little bit of overtime, because then teams really start playing harder and harder as you go further into the overtime.
No, definitely, and we will see them coming up with even more strats. You can have an arsenal of, say, only so many strats. But the moment you try something different, what a bit.
Oh, REACCE Clove is going to get the entry pick with that AWP, and that's going to be a good start to the round for REACCE. And especially since they have quite a bit to catch up, 9 rounds to 15, they have quite a few rounds behind. So this is a pretty good start from them. They need to keep getting these picks.
And definitely.
Oh,
a good flash by Spybot ship, but just a
beautiful cover. Beautiful cover there. Clove was going to be taken down 100%. 100% got caught out there by the flashbang. But his friend was there, partner was there to take the fight that ensued, and that ultimately led to Ladon Academy being on the losing end of this round right now.
No, definitely. I mean, we're sitting with Salted Beast, and I do think that he might try and save this. He's only got $650 in the bank, so...
Yeah. A save, I think, would be smart here. If he can get some damage down, that would be fun as well, but I think in this situation, you know that the enemy team has a full set. They've got AKs, they've got AWPs, they've got, utility, they've got pistols. There's no reason to try and take these fights that you're most likely going to lose, especially when your economy is as weak as it is for Ladon Academy right now.
That was very good. Oh, he does get the pick onto Salty Beast.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty devastating. As we said, Ladon Academy not looking in the best spot, and they might have to save here. And I think the best thing that Ladon Academy should do right now, I think the best strategy is to buy some pistols and then see what as much damage as you can do, and then maybe save either the next one or invest into the next round after that, because that you're most likely not going to win the save round. So do the damage and play for the next round. You have a little bit of rounds to play with.
Oh,
only 10
just
to
the
15.
sub does take a lot of damage. Oh, and the spray from behind coming there into lowest. Spybot's here taking down 2 of them.
Yeah, and that's damage that just should not have happened. The CTs are on pistols, and they've got a free upgrade to 2 AKs now, which is pretty much set a bit of a time bomb off now. We have a minute, and the CTs have a man advantage, and even though terrorists have better weaponry, a man advantage is still pretty difficult to overcome, especially if the CTs start playing as 2-man pairs and double peeking.
Yes, no, definitely. We're gonna see these guys now try and bring it out as good as I can, but I'm worried that they are taking too much time in regards to accessing a site. They're pushing here onto A with 3 CTs already on site. Oh, Clove almost getting picked off there. And a good return. Oh, Clove unfortunately getting taken down from opposite side. And that will be 16-10 in favor.
Yeah, map 1 going to Ladon Academy, and Ladon Academy actually winning that on a save round nonetheless. And I mean, that is just another round showing us that Ladon Academy can use pistols very, very well. They can go into these save rounds and still win them.
No, definitely. And now as we do have the end of the round, map, we're not gonna have too much time. But let's take a look at some of the things that we saw this map. If you have to take a look in order of how well these teams were playing together. They were definitely not trying to let up on any of the teamwork or, you know, play it calm or anything. These guys were really giving it their all and pushing as hard as they possibly could.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely hoping to see more of that for this map. I see they have opted there for 5-minute break. We'll just see now. I think...
Yeah, they probably will take this, but I mean, just before we head into the break, I think it's interesting to say that I have seen Ladon Academy on this map before, and they looked very, very strong. They looked like they knew what they were doing. So I'm pretty excited to see this because I haven't seen REACCE on this map. So I'm quite curious to see how this is going to pan out.
No, definitely. When it comes to a matter of using the arsenal, obviously I think for each map you will have a different set of strats, but I want to see something interesting, if I have to put it out like that. I really want to see these guys use some of the most insane strats that we've seen up to this point, with hopes that we are going to get something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's always nice when teams pull something interesting out of the bag, pull some interesting strats out. Maybe we might even see that here because these teams are so close in the previous map that maybe pulling something crazy, pulling something interesting in this map will give them the upper hand that they need.
No, definitely. But we are going to head into that break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll take it on to game 2, which is going to be Mirage. And we are back as we hit here onto Mirage for the second game of tonight's Charity Cup between REACCE, EXO and Ladon Academy. We are now going into the knife round for the side vote. And you see actually Logic taking down speed and the radius, and there goes just a sub, and now it's 2-on-4 situation. Very similar to what we saw earlier.
Yeah, and we're going to see Ladon Academy picking the T side to start on.
What's your preference on this map?
Well, if you ask me, my preference for this particular map is to to do one of two things. Either we start on the CT side and grind out as many rounds as possible, or we start on the T side and we get more of a tactical stance to the map. Because in my opinion, this particular map is CT-sided. It's a little bit stronger for the CTs who are able to hold and bottleneck the site, because they know pretty much where the Ts are going to come from. They know kind of where everything is, and you can feel out a rotate pretty well. It's more easy to feel out a rotate on this map and to know exactly where the enemy will be. And so one of the things is, if you play on the CT side first, you have to get as many rounds as possible. And sometimes it's actually better to start on the T side, even though the T side is weaker, simply because if you're confident enough in your ability to take a couple of rounds and maybe take the risk of playing first half on the weaker side, then you can get a feel for your enemy and see how they play. And that will give you a bit of a tactical advantage when you go to the next half and you start on the CT side. Which is stronger, then you have a more advantage since you know how your opponents play.
No, definitely, and we do see that there was a minor glitch up with the server starting up without one of the guys reading up on the side of REACCE. But we are now swapping the sides and we are ready to go. So,
and as
first round expectations.
Here, first round expectations, well, I mean, I'm just looking at the buys right now, and I see REACCE, they're starting again with some utility. You see Smoke, Flash, Grenade, and a Molly on Speed. And that says to me that the CTs are playing this one a bit more passively. They're ready to use the utility to stop a rush. That means they're probably expecting a rush. Whereas with Ladon Academy, if I'm not mistaken, those are decoys.
Well, decoys are always fun to use.
I'm not exactly sure what they want to accomplish with those decoys. If they maybe fake a rush, or do a bait and switch, or...
Yes, and we seem to have had a minor issue there.
I wonder if we will see... the the decoys coming out again. I'm very curious what they want to do with that, because if they do buy those decoys, I want to see what strat they use, because I've never seen a strat like that before in my as I can remember that uses decoys like this on this map. So it will be interesting to see what they can employ with it.
Well, there's so much you can actually do with a decoy. I mean, from spawn already you can do so much just by throwing out a decoy. You can throw your decoys into A, into mid, and you can have one guy running somewhat towards B and throwing out a decoy and can land out onto a roof somewhere.
But what does it really accomplish, though? What does the decoy accomplish at the end of the day? If you throw, let's say you have 3 terrorists and you want to do a fake, you want to throw 3 decoys onto the A site and then go to B, then as a CT, you see those 3 grenades come over the wall. You see, okay, there's 3 terrorists here, right? And you see the decoys go in. You maybe have to wait a second or two to see if they actually push the site. But then you know, once nothing comes through, that it's definitely going to be a fake, and you instantly rotate towards B. And you can even play to cut those 3 Ts off, because you know that there were at least 3 Ts on that side. So you maybe go through mid and try and cut off the rotate as they try and match up with their teammates. So I'm very interested to see what the decoy is going to do, aside from give away people's numbers.
Well, you can also throw out the decoys onto A, hold a delay push onto A, and then work it from there.
That is true. I think if you do use decoys, it's maybe you throw them onto a site, you pause for maybe 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, you wait for this TCT to rotate, and then you hit the site. That's not what we're getting right now. The bomb has been moved towards A, 2 terrorists here, and then 3 terrorists towards the A site.
No, we're definitely seeing that 2-3 split.
Yeah, 2-3 split and a slow play. It looks like they are maybe waiting to feel for numbers before they decide what to do with these decoy grenades. The utility has been bought once again for REACCE. So they have the utility. They don't have the Molotovs like the previous, though. So I wonder if maybe...
They have delayed things up a bit, yeah, but with Murphy already taking some damage, and now we see Speed also feeling the love there at the back of the A side.
That's intriguing.
And
They
Putrid
used
does
their decoy grenades to...
create some confusion and then continue pushing as Clove gets a beautiful
You know what?
one tap.
The fact that the T's lost on A site is not going to stop my fascination for what just happened. The
They've
T's used their
taken B
decoys.
completely.
The T used their decoys, and as soon as the decoys came in, the CTs responded with their utility, right? So the T's baited out the CT's utility with the decoys, and then, while the utility was out, CT smoke was deployed, the terrorist decoys were just sitting there.
Oh, and Logic just cannot get the knife off. And Zaradius was lucky there.
Ladon Academy lost that one, but I don't think they should have. I'm going to be honest with you, I love the strategy that they just employed. Because
what I would have liked to see was with that 2-3 split, well, the bait was perfect, but then from there on, switch it out, have your one guy rotate back to be immediately.
I think the only reason they lost that was perhaps maybe a bit of carelessness on the A site. I think they were like, yeah, we can lose these fights, fine. So they weren't really fighting properly, and they lost to the USPs. But in theory, they could have quite easily won that round because all the CTs that were rotated off of the B site, because the decoys were masked by the utility, and it faked the numbers. That was a very nice strat. Very interesting.
No, definitely. We see the Clover sitting there with a scout in the sniper's nest. Oh, he gets a good tag down to Spybox here. He's down to 18, but Clover himself has been hit down to 1 HP. Spy will fall down there at the hands of Zaradius. And now Salty Beast is trying his luck here. And
even though Ladon Academy seems to be losing this round as well and really being able to make the decoys work, what that previous round told me is that Ladon Academy have a strat book on this map. They have a book full of strategies that they have obviously practiced or, been working on.
I won't say they've practiced, I think
excited.
they've drilled it in.
Yeah. I mean, with an execute like that, with seeing that first round decoy strategy that I haven't really seen before, that tells me that they have something up their sleeve. They have some sort of fallback set of strats going on, which is quite exciting.
No, definitely. And now REACCE has taken a good 2-round lead, which is good for them. It's not something that we saw on the previous map, and the previous map obviously going in favor of Ladon.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, the CT side on this map is, in my opinion, stronger. So it's not unusual that we might see the CTs in a bit of a better position throughout this half. But we also have to keep in mind that Ladon Academy is only on their first buy round now. So they only really have a chance to contest this score now. The previous two, they were, on pistols against a buy. So they only have a chance now to show us if they can win the fights on this map with, actual guns versus actual guns.
No, definitely. He's putting out a decoy here. He's hiding as well. Logic will fall down, as well as Loverboy.
Putrid has to have spotted the one about in market.
Oh, definitely. And now it's a 2-on-3 situation. It's just a sub. Oh, I know. Scout
That's
there.
a hell of a scout shot.
And now it's another round in the favor of REACCE there.
Yeah, and that's quite nice to see because even though the CTs were on a bit of a half buy on some of their members, they were still able to beat a full stack team of AKs, and that's going to force Ladon Academy to save again and see what they can do with Deagles once again against these M4s in this hall.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that we've gone for the 2 Deagles and the 3 P250s. This time there's no full buy when it comes to the
Yeah, what that tells me is that perhaps they were thinking they let these Deagles take some of the long-range battles and they use the PT-50s for some of the closer angles on a site. But they don't have any utility except for this one decoy grenade. I'm curious as to... Well, actually, no, they got a decoy as well. There goes the second member. Salty Beast goes down, and now they kind of have to push. They don't really have a choice. They have to commit to this or die.
They have been made, and now...
And commit to this and die seems to be the choice.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's just Loverboy there as he goes down to just a sub as well.
Yeah, that was very clean. The CTs didn't lose a single member. And yeah, now that's going to put them in a really, really good economy position. And the Ts, they have full loss bonus, so there is a bit of a cushion for these 4-round loss that they have going on here. And they actually do pause as well for a bit of a tactical timeout because, and I think this is a good pause, because they have to decide exactly what they want to be doing now. The previous strategies didn't work, and the strategy that they did use on the first full buy round that they had didn't work either, and they lost even though they were full team of stacked AKs. So now they have to decide what kind of strategies they want to start employing now. They have to start adapting to REACCE's style, they have to start adapting to the plate, and they have to start putting rounds on the board now, because if they're not going to be winning these rounds, then the CTs are going to be in a really, really good position, considering how strong the CT side is on this map.
No, definitely, and with the rotations that can happen so fast from the CT side, I would like to see that Ladon change up some...
That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Yeah, I was just about to say I wanted to see them change up some of the momentum here.
Yeah, and
that's exactly what they are doing.
They get the pick into snipers, which is a very, very crucial pick, because now the AWP is down, and that's going to open up a couple of the angles for the Ts in this map. And I wonder if Zeradius decides to swap out for the AWP or keep this M4 here.
He is standing in a very...
Yeah, if he gets boosted or spotted out here, he's dead. Logic is trained on that AWP in this spot here. Spybotica right here. Does get caught out though.
Of course. Oh, it's gonna be able to survive all the time.
3 now.
Speed moving in very quickly there to get that repeak. And the trade is there.
Curious now. The Ts are a little bit split up. 2 towards mid, 1 on A. Oof, Logic actually does get the kill. I thought he was going to miss the peak there, but he actually does spot him out eventually and gets that. And now it's a 3v2, so the terrorists do have a bit of an advantage. 1 CT on A, 1 CT towards Catwalk.
Oh, and Couch, he does get a glimpse and he gets
he spots the
first
head.
pick onto Logic.
The AWP goes down.
Yeah, it's now a 2-on-2 situation.
Yeah, and without the AWP, it makes things a bit difficult.
But Putrid falling down there as he gets picked off there by just a sub. Just a sub will also get traded. Oh,
10 seconds. This bomb has to go down. Oh, but Couch does not see the little pixel there. Does get the head though.
Very, very close. This was around that I was feeling in favor of Ladon. They played it so well.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. They got the initial pick, and they were looking to be in the strong, favorable position in the early part of that round. But then, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, it just started to fall apart. They didn't get what they wanted, and REACCE was able to just take back a whole lot of ground that they should have gotten, you know. And it started with one of their members being in that sniper position and just getting the pick into the guy in ladder room, and being able to spot out most of the other players for his team.
Yes, well, we see Ladon are setting up to get onto the site now.
Yeah, usually my big complaint for teams on the T side of this map is that they're not decisive enough with their plays. They're a bit too passive, they play too slowly. But for Ladon, it seems that they've been getting the tempo picks, they've been getting the quick executes, and it just hasn't been working out. Maybe REACCE is just stronger on this map.
Well, but now one of a gunfest happening here on the side of A.
Yeah, this race went
just
back and
with just
forth.
2 players, a speed will burn down Putrid.
Yeah, but this is a
Not happening.
2v3. He could easily peek that, and he does. Zeradius gets the bomb planted just as the bomb goes down. And takes down Spybotica. And that's actually devastating. If they take down Salty, they spot out Salty. And they do know pretty much where Salty is right now. They're going for the clutch defuse. This could just be a ninja. Yeah, it is. There it is.
Oh, and the return pick-off onto Salty Beast.
Oh, it looks like REACCE are just winning, rounds that look like they're in favor of Ladon, look like Ladon have the somehow capitalize on the mistakes that Ladon are making and just win the rounds back.
Well, they're definitely making sure that they dominate as much as they can. I'm taking a look at the scoreboard. As you can see there on the loss bonus that the Serious are earning $3,400 just with the loss, but it's not really something you want to bank on. I mean, the loss bonus also helps that much only once you do get the kills.
Yeah, you have to do something with the loss bonus account, and even though
Clove
even though
almost
they've
getting
lost.
taken down there.
Even though they've lost so many rounds, they're just not getting anything back.
And a beautiful nade coming in there by Salty Beast.
He does come in, but it doesn't stop the team from this connector area. Their idea is going to get one though. 3v4. Ladon once again in a favorable position. The question now is, the bomb is towards B. They have to rotate it towards A, where they ostensibly have a better advantage. The question is, does it fall apart again? Because we've seen this, for the last couple of rounds, where Ladon gets the advantage, gets the favorable position, and then just somehow loses it.
And well, this time the sub does get picked off by Putrid.
Yeah, and I think REACCE knows what's going on here. They know they've kind of lost the sight that bomb is going to go down. And I think a better idea right now is to...
Oh! As Logic will get picked off there by Couch.
I think maybe if REACCE plays for exit frags here, they'll have quite a bit of value. So they know they're probably going to lose this round, but if they can take down as many Ladon Academy members as possible, then once again, Ladon is just going to have to use up money that they don't have right now.
No, definitely not. But this will also start resetting the economics when it comes to the loss bonus that Ladon has been having.
Yeah, this is definitely going to start affecting it. But now, Ladon, they've finally stopped this roller coaster ride that REACCE has been on. 6 rounds to 1. But Ladon Academy definitely have a tempo advantage here. They definitely have a favorable position just coming into this round in terms of economy. They have a loss bonus. Yes, they did just win one, which means their loss bonus is down a little bit. But the loss bonus is still, on one higher than full. So they're getting quite a bit of money anyway. Whereas REACCE, they don't have any money anymore. They've bought up fully into this round, which means they're not going to have any money if they lose this round now. Going into the next round, they have to win this. Otherwise, their economy is going to be...
Yeah, as Loverboy picks off the kill there onto Flo. Very nice work that he's done there. And it's interesting to see that we've got an 80% headshot ratio on guys like Zeradius.
Yeah, I guess they just take their fights smartly.
Well, they really are playing well. They're using their skill to the limit here with aim and all that.
Yeah, and I definitely like that they're in a much stronger position right now, but it looks like they're kind of thinking of an A. They've rotated a couple members here, and they are second-guessing themselves, but all the terrorists are stacked towards B here. They're waiting for a very, very close execute. The execute comes in now, and 45 seconds on the clock. Can the CTs respond now?
Yes, Putrid is the man lurking here on the A side. We'll get the information that there's no real player. Oh, he does get a pick off there onto Speed, and now it's just a sub left.
That was really, really close. If Zeradius had won that fight coming around the corner, then it might have been a chance for REACCE to keep themselves in this round. But with 1v5 right now, I think they know they just have to save this AK, especially considering now that they've lost this round. Basically, next round is going to be very, very difficult. They're going to have to really, really plan what they're going to do if they manage to save this AK.
Yes, this one does get some vision there. I don't think
they know where he is now.
Oh, Loverboy will go down. And damage coming in.
Ooh.
And just sub taking down actually Logic right after the tunnel, so there's no income really, except, well, they did get the win, but
Well, the thing is now, Ladon Academy just got 2 wins in a row with maximum and -1 maximum loss bonus, right? Which means that their economy is huge. They can buy into the next 2 rounds easily. Whereas on REACCE, they have 1 AK, they have a couple of pistols now. They've had to save into this round, and if they lose it, they might have to save the next one as well, unless they decide to force.
well, it's going to be interesting to see now that the setups are coming out. Nothing big just yet. I am liking the 2-3 split that we're seeing once again. I'm wondering if it will pay off this time. I'm sitting here with Richard.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have a lot better chance at making it pay off considering the CTs don't have much in the way of defense. But I say that, and quick one-taps from the pistol on the CT side here make it very devastating, actually.
Oh, and the clutch just not cleared everywhere.
This is actually pretty crazy. The REACCE has just gotten a whole lot of kills that they shouldn't have been getting, or at least that the T's wouldn't have wanted them to get. Even though Ladon Academy is in a good financial position, losing this round is not what they want, because they have bought fully into this expecting to win it again, expecting the CTs to save, and they did save, but they lost a couple of guns to pistols. And
yes.
Look at this. Couch getting a pick onto Logic that just shouldn't have happened. It's careless. But we're gonna get the headshot. That was crucial. If Ladon Academy had lost that one, it would have been
devastating for them.
Yeah, because I mean, it is still devastating. I mean, REACCE did quite a bit of economic damage to Ladon Academy, but luckily for Ladon, they have very deep pockets, so they were able to dip into that huge cash reserve they've got there. But I mean, they only have 1 or 2 good buys left, considering 2 of their members have 0 and one of them has 1,200. So they're gonna have to be careful with what they do, what kind of fights they're taking, because REACCE, they almost won it with pistols last round. They have pistols again now, and they might be able to do some serious damage again.
No, definitely, and just some minor work being done here by these guys, but they are trying to get the setup so nicely. Ladon gets picked just a sub. Oh, and the pick-off does not happen into Ladon's spot, but here.
Yeah, but I mean, the previous round was pretty much step 1 of REACCE's journey to get their round back, to get the favor back in this map. And all they need to do is a little bit more damage onto Ladon, and then buy into the next round to win, to get their snowball going again. 6 rounds to 3 to favor REACCE. They just need to do as much damage as possible with these pistols right now. They don't need to win.
Well, economics is there as you said, but this is also helping a lot of the morale of the guys on Ladon. Because I mean, you've had a couple of rounds where you've lost. I mean, they lost 6 rounds in a row. When you take a look at the scoreboard. But from that first round, where they got the win on round number 7, we've seen the playstyle of Ladon change up so much already. It's like the morale boost that they got in from it is just helping them so much more.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we've said before, you know, CS is very much a mental game as much, and losing 6th round can't be easy on you. But you know, when you adapt, like Ladon Academy have adapted, start winning the rounds that you should be winning, things start looking a lot better. And we've seen Ladon Academy, they cleaned up their act a little bit. They started to win rounds that they should be winning. Stopped, you know, giving away some careless victories over to REACCE. And even though REACCE are still in favor with 6 rounds, you know, the tempo is there for Ladon Academy, and REACCE have to shut this tempo down right now within this round. Otherwise, they're going to look at quite a difficult path, or a difficult rest of the path at least.
Yes, no, definitely. And while we are going up into this and things are starting up, just like a quick shout out there to everybody watching the stream, saying thank you for coming through. I think one of the comments that came out there. Oh, see there that just a sub gets the pick off onto Spybots here. Basil shouting at me to make it right-handed. I'm sorry, my friend, but I do just one thing left-handed. Once all got to do with the dominancy of the brain.
What you've got to do is you've got to set a keybind to switch it so that you can switch it by just pressing a button.
Yeah, and no. Because I'll just randomly accidentally tap it.
Oh yeah, put it on a key that's, you know, very out of the way, you know, maybe like the minus key or something up in the top right corner or somewhere.
And my hand can stretch from caps lock to enter.
That is quite a hand.
It's not gonna be easy, I can still tap it. But it's not a bad idea to do that. Because we are on site now with the oh!
Ooh, bomb carrier goes down actually.
Yeah, the bomb carrier pushing it a bit far.
This is
And now,
very good stuff from the CTs here. They have a chance at winning this and they need to win it. Like I said, if they don't win this, their economy is going to be in such a bad state, they're probably going to lose the rest of the half. So they need to win this right now. They do have bomb down. That's another pick. There we go. That's round.
very good work there by Couch.
That is perfect. Like, if REACCE lost that, it would have been horrible. Now, it's the exact opposite of horrible. They have the AWP, they have the money, they've got the defuse kits, the armor, the utility, everything's there.
And an AK.
Finally, REACCE have the chance to take the momentum back. Ladon Academy, they have 2 AKs and some Deagles now. And they have to make
Deagles and a
these.
Glock.
Yeah, they have to make these pistols and these AKs work as well as they can. They will have enough money to buy into the next round, regardless of whether they win or lose. But of course, you kind of want to get as many rounds as possible on the T side. You know, like I said, CT side looks a bit more strong on this map, so you want to fight for as many rounds as possible in the first half if you start on the T side. And Ladon Academy, having won the knife round, they did choose to start on the T side. So they need to fight for as many rounds as possible before they move over.
Well, there's another nice setup coming here. Onto the A side, we do see that it's just Loverboy over onto B.
Yeah, this is interesting. They've sent one lurker towards B to maybe just clear out some spots through Sniper's Nest and mid. Terrorists have not yet executed, and it actually looks like they're backing away a little bit. I think they may have second-guessed their execute onto A sites and just rather go there and rotate, but Archer's going to get a beautiful pick.
Yeah, she does take down Loverboy, but he only has 25 HP remaining. He's trying to keep it.
But he has just fallen back, and he knows exactly what's coming now.
I was about to say, he barely gets the pick there onto the rotation.
Ooh.
Oh, and a
Through.
beautiful pick off there onto Spy. I'm sitting now again with a 3-on-4 situation.
The Radius with a bit of a cheeky shot onto the bomb planter there. 10 seconds. That bomb has to go down now. And it does. But it's a 2v3 now. These T's have to play it very, very smart. They are very pinned down right now. See, ready to take this.
Oh, and
he gets one.
Double step on the peak, they're coming in from speed, but he will get picked off. And unfortunately, just a sub does get the angle there onto Putrid.
Yeah, and that is exactly what REACCE has been angling for the last 3 or 4 rounds. You know, they've gotten themselves back into this, shut down the tempo advantage that Ladon Academy were enjoying, and they were finally able to get themselves back, get the rounds back, and now Ladon, they can only buy one time. Next round, if they lose this, they won't be able to do so well.
Yeah, and this is round 13, so
Yeah, we're nearing the end of the half.
we that's what I'm about to say. Is we're getting into the death corner of the half. We can put it like that. So you don't really want to go and spend out too much of your eco, because should something happen, you know, if you do die, not necessarily lose a round, but if you die, you need to rebuy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like terrorists once again sending one man towards B and the rest of them sitting here on A. And, you know, I think maybe there's a lack of decisiveness here. They need to execute. I think even if they lose, you know, at least the execute came in. At least there was intention, you know, because if you're half dedicating yourself to a play, you're definitely going to lose.
Yes, you can see that rotation's coming very quickly here. Oh,
Ooh.
and Spybot's here getting a very quick
Yeah,
pick
just
off
the
there.
sub was caught with his pants down there with his reload on.
Oh,
Oh,
Ladon making
that round,
good work there.
that round ended instantly with 3 decisive shots from 3 terrorists. Just shutting any hopes of continuing their advantage for the CTs. And now CTs, they have to save. And I think, you know, a scoreline of like 9 or 6 or maybe 8-7 is quite likely here.
Well, 8-7 definitely. I think 8-7 would not be a bad outcome. Oh, as you say that, it cuts the pick off onto Spy, but Salty Beast is there to trade.
Now, the reason I say it could possibly be a 9-6 is because if REACCE lose this round and buy into the next one, they do have a possibility of winning it. So, you know, 9-6 is a possibility. But yeah, as you said, 8-7 is maybe a bit more likely in this scenario.
But now at this moment, we do have a 3-on-3 situation.
Yes,
and I
but there's only
believe,
one CT towards A, and just the sub has to keep it all by himself.
well, they are rotating. He is about to get the pick off there onto Loverboy, but Loverboy gets the return on him. Oh, and Clove trying to get some of the pick in there, but not getting enough. He's starting to bend from the Molotov from behind. But the setup for the plant is very well.
Ooh, that is a lot of damage. CTs can win this. They've got themselves 2 AKs, they've got a Molotov into Palace.
Oh, and the nade will land, but the Molotov is there in time.
I wonder if there's time to defuse this. I think there is.
No, we have more than sufficient time.
Yeah, this is going to be the 9th round for the Ace, and hey, maybe it is going to be 9-6.
Well,
Maybe I'm
anything is
just super woke. Maybe I can just tell the future. What do you think?
Anything is possible these days. But it's 9-5. We have some form of buy as the
Ooh.
last round for the half comes
Do
in
you
with a
think-
Mac 10.
Do you think maybe 10-5? 10-5?
10-5 is there. But there's a Mac 10 and it's a quick rotation that we do see here off to the B side.
Yes.
And the
Yes,
radius
I
will
love
hear the
this.
footsteps.
I love this from the teams. They're rushing. They're just pushing everything down. Could actually be shut down instantly, actually. The radius going to take down 2. And it looks like it is going to be 10-5. What can I say? I really can't tell the future, guys.
No, definitely.
Subscribe to Patchwork Fennec for more future fortune telling and stuff.
What a way to sell yourself.
Plug.
Salty Beast is not giving up just yet.
Yeah, you gotta fight till the end.
But he was split there between 2 areas of where to pick. And unfortunately, just not getting into it.
Yeah, no, that was some good showing from both of these teams, and I think it actually took quite a lot of just mental fortitude for REACCE to just get themselves back into that one. They started off really, really strong, and Ladon Academy was able to shut them down, but REACCE was able to bring it back. They were able to trudge their way back into that one. Let's see if they can continue that mental strength into this round in this half.
Oh, definitely. And I'm already liking what I'm seeing.
No decoys?
No, well,
On the T side at least?
There's one on just the sub.
Alright.
But the smokes are being used. We are going out
Quick
onto
push
the
from
side.
Just the sub. Very nice. Just the sub playing really, really well. Getting some unexpected angles.
These guys are moving through the side. Couch. Oh, and the
That was
beautiful
a very
pick
quick
there.
bomb plant as well. Now the terrorists, they have to retreat. That's pretty much it. They took the site, they planted the bomb, and now they have to get out.
But Putrid is about to stand over here. Oh, and that tap there by Couch. As he will get his second kill for the round.
That is the kind of decisive plant that I love to see on this map. Terrorists.
Couch is definitely making work here. That's 4 kills for him in that round.
Yeah, that was the decisive play that I like on this map. You can often hear me complaining and whining about terrorist teams on this map not being decisive enough, and I use that word a lot. But on this map, it is very important. You have to be decisive on this T side. You can't half step and just, oh, do we want to go here? Oh, do we want to go there? You have to know what you want to do. You have to know where you're going, and you have to execute on it and commit to it. And a lot of terrorists don't like doing that. A lot of terrorist teams don't like doing that. But it seems REACCE has no problem with just running into side, putting the bomb down, saying, all right, this first round, yeah, it's ours.
No, definitely, and we do see that some more utility is going out. And we are now going on to a quick work onto B here, as Spywatch is already picked off. And Scout comes in for yet another kill.
Yeah, once again, nice
and the radius
decisive
comes in
movements.
there, and he gets a nice clean headshot eventually after the spray down.
Now, Ladon Academy only had pistols for this round, so it is obvious that they would have a bit of a deficit.
Salty Beast almost getting picked off there. He is the last guy to stand. I think I'm better play here with.
Yeah, there it is. Does eventually get taken down.
Yeah, just a sub coming in and ruining his day of fun, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen some really good stuff. These last 2 rounds have been some really good stuff from REACCE, and they're showing that their terrorist side is pretty much as strong as they were on the CT side. The initial showing is very good, and so now it's up to Ladon Academy to shut this down, like they did in the previous round. If they want a chance on this map, they have to shut this down now.
No, definitely. So the work's being done already. Speed's falling down to Spybot's here. A Salty Beast goes for the peek in the tunnels, but the timing was just impeccable. The moment he looks away, they come in. Ooh, and Couch getting scouted out there.
Logic has to have seen that now.
These guys, just the sub is still standing here in Palace, just waiting to see if there's a slow push coming in. But the smoke's going out onto A. CT will be smoked off.
It's a very spread out setup from the T's here, and it's actually might just be working out. But
sub will fall down there to Salty Beast, and it's now a 3-on-5 situation.
Yeah, once again, the spread out setup doesn't really work. I've seen it used a number of times where the terrorists kind of spread themselves out and, you know, look for picks or look for information, and I just don't like it. I've seen it tried many times, and it just doesn't work, in my opinion, as well as it should. I think the tempo advantage, the man advantage that comes from 5-man rushing a site properly has been shown in the last 2 rounds and the previous 2 rounds from REACCE, and I think that's the kind of strategy you need to keep employing on the T side if you want to win.
There onto the head of Flow, but he's not going to get him. Spywatch will. The bomb is down onto the platform there on the outside, and now the radius almost getting scattered out there.
Yeah, that was a close shave. The radius able to manage or able to save this AK.
Loverboy tried to push the lower tunnels, but not just yet.
Yeah, it's 12-6 now, and you know REACCE they have double the amount of rounds Ladon Academy has in this map. Yeah, they're looking to take this map. They don't feel like giving up right now, and I think we might just be going to a map 3 if REACCE can keep this up.
Well, we do see quick movement coming here on towards the A side with the Deagle buys. Oh, as Deagle hit that one dig. Oh my goodness. But Logic gets the kill there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Salty Beast also picking up just a sub. And now it's 2-on-2 situation. With Spywatch ship.
The smoke takes down 2 to win the round. That is some very, very clutch plays right there.
That was a very naughty push to the smoke. Especially with the fact that he did not have the angle to really push through.
Yeah, he managed to catch one unawares and then was able to get a very quick transfer to the second. Terrorist's going to be on a save half by here. Let's see what they do with it. I don't know how they play this one.
It's yet again a very quick push down onto the side here. Sniper here gets the pick off there onto Clover and Couch. But he will get taken down by speed as well. And it's a 3-on-3 situation again.
And they're going to get the bomb down, which is good for their economy as well. And yeah, now they just have to kind of sit on site, wait for the pushes. Oh, beautiful. 1-8.
Lucky there. Oh my goodness.
Just Sub able to take down 2 CTs on 1 HP.
And there comes speed from the side once the distraction is laid down.
That play just won them the round.
And once again, it comes down to what you said. It's that quick push onto site.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can say what you want about strategies, you can say what you want about angles, you can say what you want about setups, but there is absolutely no denying the strength and power of being a terrorist team on CSGO and being able to decide where you can deploy suddenly 5 people out of nowhere.
Yep.
You know, like you can at most you have 2 or 3 CTs on a single site, whereas with the T side you can have 5 people on a site immediately, instantly. If you just play for trades, that is a guaranteed win.
Yeah,
every time.
Clove does get dinged there on top of mud.
Oof, bit of a failed flash from just a sub there, and that's gonna stall their efforts towards apps.
Logic trying to hold the angle, but the radius is there. Oh! He scouts him out. Only 1 damage with the nade being done.
Yeah, and with the CTs being on a save round, it's quite interesting to see that the terrorists haven't made any decisive plays just yet.
Well, they could have perhaps thought that there is a bit more to it than meets the eye. Perhaps some sponsorships coming through with back tens.
Yeah, well, I mean,
or whatever,
look,
you
you
know.
can't put Ladon Academy out with pistols. You know, we have seen them do a lot of serious work with pistols, but I mean, you would think that with the weapon advantage, you would see a bit more aggressive plays coming out from the T's. You know, just go for the quick trades, win the gunfights. You know, just kind of run and gun it, and you're guaranteed to win.
Logic gets the 1 tap there, and the guys from Ladon dropping down low. Spybot's here, and Future making sure that the push does not come through apps.
Now, a lot of people are probably sitting there and going, how did Ladon Academy win a round like that with pistols against AK and an AWP? And the answer to that question is not because Ladon Academy did anything too special. It was simply because REACCE decided to play very oddly. You know, when you have a weapon advantage like that, you have the ability to take quick, close fights that you wouldn't necessarily would with a pistol. You know, with a pistol, especially if it's a USP pistol, you can win a bit long-range fights if you take them hesitantly and you don't commit.
Salty Beast comes in and takes down Couch and Speed. Loverboy and Logic making sure that the round gets cleaned up very quickly there.
Yeah, and I think REACCE have got to be kicking themselves over that mistake in the previous round. If they had won that, they would have kept everything going, they would have been looking fine and dandy, but instead they lose a pistol round, or they lose against pistols that they shouldn't have been losing to, and that's forced them to save twice.
Yes, unfortunately that is the case. But now we're sitting here going into what was round 23.
Yep.
And the scores are being pulled back nice and close together again.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Ladon Academy is going to be getting this round as well, which will make it 13-10, and leave Ladon Academy only 3 rounds to make up. So
Logic comes in to take a look. He does not get in time for the peak. Take down the guys pushing onto site, but very quick work, and now it's just a sub and Clover being left. Well, not anymore. As that beautiful nade comes in from Spy, and the defuse will happen.
Yeah, and that's the 10th round as predicted. And I wonder now, if you are REACCE, you're gonna have to be thinking to yourself, why aren't we just taking the quick fights? Why aren't we just pushing the side like we were? You know, it seemed to be working out. I don't think that Ladon Academy has yet won a round against that quick sight rush. So I wonder why they stopped doing it.
I think they did get one round against a quick push, but that was about it. But at the end of the day, sometimes
Ooh, this is going to be... I was going to say that was going to be devastating, but Logic shot there. He had a one-way smoke for him, and he could have gotten some serious damage done there, but instead he's just going to fall back after missing the shot.
yes, Clove gives himself a nice boost here into Sniper's nest. Oh, but he will get it, the return pickoff onto himself there. Unfortunately.
Ooh.
And now Salty Beast just getting the work done there, with just a sub being the last one remaining.
Yeah, the
For
gunfight's
REACCE.
just not going the way they wanted it.
Oh, Salty Beast sitting in a very tucked corner
Does just
here.
a sub expect this boost? I don't think so. Should have spotted him out. Doesn't actually spot him out. They're gonna get killed from behind.
I think the visibility on the screen was there. It's just sometimes, you know, when you get into the heat of the action,
Yeah, it definitely wasn't something that, if you're in that moment, you wouldn't be thinking about. You know, you'd have to have a very, very trained eye to see that one. You know, you have to be playing a little bit more level-headed to see that, because I think the only thing that was sticking out there was a little CT pouch. So, yeah, it was definitely missable.
no, definitely, as you do see Ladon making good work of the neutral again, as REACCE are on what seems to be yet another save round.
Yeah, REACCE having to save in this round, and yeah, I really hope this doesn't come to a devastating end for REACCE. You know, they've put in such good work here on this map that it would be a real shame to see them go down now. You know, even from a winning position.
Yeah, as the push on the side comes in. With Speed
gonna get
taking
the
down
headshot.
Beast, but he will get returned there by Spy. But the quick bomb plant is down.
Yeah, and it's that kind of quick play that I always love to see and always go crazy
Logic
about.
being taken down there with a headshot from the AWP.
Wins a nice fight with the Tech 9.
And a good nade coming in. Radius getting picked off. And Ladon taking the round again. And we're now going to be sitting at 13-12 in the favor of REACCE still, but
Yeah, and the only thing I can say now is finally REACCE. They've got the bomb plant. They have the loss bonus in their favor, so they can buy up fully here. They can get themselves full armor, full utility, full weapons, everything looking good for them. But now is the time that they have to start winning. This is the round that will pretty much decide if they manage to make this a win and take us to map 3 or not. So let's see if they can pull it off.
Clever's gone and spent all his little bit of monies that he has been having. Went and bought the AWP. The sub is getting a bit of a close corner here to where Putrid is pushing.
Yeah, I like this. I like this control from Putrid though. He's not falling back as a lot of CTs would. He's taking a lot of ground here and might actually catch one or two of the Ts off guard here. Does get one.
And the return onto him. Salty Beast has also dropped down to just 5 HP.
Yeah, there's some good trades coming through. Bomb is going to go down.
Well, from the stab, just
Clove
below
though,
him.
very, very far away.
No, definitely, he was staying there with the AWP. Out onto
Ooh.
the...
Speed going to get caught out by
Nice
Logic. Now it's up to Zeradius to hold on to the side for as long as possible. Gonna get one.
Ooh, and Salty Beast is pushing in from behind.
Clove though. With this in the apps. He doesn't hear the footsteps though. That's gonna be tragic.
And just in time for the defuse there, as Ladon picks up another round.
Yeah, that is definitely just absolutely tragic. The T's, the REACCE, they were looking to take that round. They were in favor. They had the tempo. Everything was going for them. They had the chance to win that round. And one small slip up from, I think it was Clove, who just didn't hear the footsteps coming behind him in apps and got picked off from behind and just pretty much gifted the round over to Ladon Academy, allowing them to equalize at 13-13 and making this all the more difficult. The T's with AKs having to play against a double AWP setup here from Ladon Academy.
Yeah, no, definitely, but I don't know about the double AWP. Sometimes it's favorable. Sometimes you're risking quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. There is always something, an argument to be for and against the double AWP setup, but I think on this map in particular, it can have its very, very good uses, especially considering there are a lot of long angles on this map. You know, B apps, it's a long angle, mid is a long angle, catwalk to mid is a long angle. You can get a long angle from CT spawn to palace, so there are quite a few long angles to hold with the AWP, so there is definitely an argument to be made for 2 AWPs to be in 1 round.
No, definitely. I'm not taking anything away from the fact of using the double AWP. It's gonna be interesting to see how Ladon makes it work. Sister Sub is pushing out of Palace now, and he does get picked off there by Loverboy. And Sub gets to return onto him.
Yeah, we see the trades come in.
That's a 3-man takedown for Clove. As he will fall as well.
Now it's a 2v2, but the terrorists do have access to the site, so that is going to be a free bomb plant right now.
Yeah, Speed will get it down. It's gonna help with the economics going into the next round.
Ouch. Finally getting that trade in, leaving Spybotica to do this 1v2 all by himself. They definitely know where he is now. They have to have heard that gun. Is he gonna... Oh! That was beautiful timing from Couch there. He takes a step just out as the CT comes to peek him and manages to step out of the line of fire and win that trade.
Yeah, the double step on the peak that sometimes does help. I get very frustrated when they do that against me, so I do understand
it's definitely
frustration.
Definitely something you don't want to be the victim of.
Now, I see a split again, but it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, this is interesting stuff. You know, every time I get into the station, I always wonder what is the tactic behind fanning out like this. You know, if you're fanning out like this on this map, right? You're obviously playing for information. You're playing for some sort of picks. You're playing more passive, and that's the kind of pick that you need. Spybotica goes down. Now the T's have to react. If they wait too long, if they stay fanned out like this, it could be devastating to them.
Yes, no, definitely. We do see that Clover has started to do the rotation. Will the smoke land into snipers? It does get there.
Speed spots one out in snipers. Grenade doesn't do any damage though. Still quite a slow play from REACCE, but it looks like they are poising towards A. They have a chance to win their 15th round. Oh, beautiful stuff from just the sub. That was the headshot that they needed to break into the site. Molotov comes in to block off snipers there. I think actually, unless the CTs can pull something crazy out right now, this might just be round 15 for REACCE.
No, definitely. They're holding the tight angles as well now, as you can see from Salty Beast and Putrid, and they're not really going for the push. So
yeah, it looks like exit frags maybe.
No, definitely. And Speed, on the low HP that he is walking around. Oh, Salty Beast has been picked off there. But Putrid is standing firm. He's not moving an inch. To anywhere there's visibility.
The crazy thing now is, or at least the pressing matter now, is that the CTs and the Ts are on the same amount of loss bonus, which means that they both get the same amount of money from the loss bonus, and that's going to mean that REACCE are in a far stronger position here. They're going to be able to full buy into this round, fully committed to winning this, whereas Ladon Academy, they have to settle on SMGs, a pistol, and a little bit of utility to help get their way into this round. And if they don't win this, map 2 is going to go to REACCE, and we will be going to a map 3.
Well, it seems like we might be getting our wish of having a 3-map game being played.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see.
But it's very slow played once again. Well, it could just be for the setup, you know. Get in position, hold your angle. 1 minute 10 seconds, we throw the nades out.
At this point, I think that the slow play is definitely justified. I think you're on round 15 now. You need one more to win it. So I think play this one slow, play it smart, get as many advantages as you can.
Yeah, as Loverboy gets the kill onto just a sub. Slow taking a lot of damage, as well as Couch, but we can see that Murphy and Logic have already dropped on the CT side.
Yeah, on REACCE, they just it's got the picks they needed.
Just missing there with the shot onto Spybots here.
Yeah. They have got so much damage onto them now. 28 HP for Spybotica. Putrid is pretty much the only one who can swing out and save the day.
Very safe plant indeed that we see happening.
Yep.
Spybots will get picked off there. Now Putrid coming from the same angle. Oh, and that
Beautiful
just
stuff.
in time from Couch.
Very, very good stuff from both of these teams. Good playing from REACCE there to finally close out that last round, that 16th round that they needed. And we will be going to a map 3. Finally, we get to see a neck and neck. Finally, we get to see the map 3 that I've always wanted to see. I'm super excited.
No, definitely. Well, that is 16-13 in the favor of REACCE. And I think we will probably have things change up a bit. I do see, however, that there was a mix-up in the scores as they were put in. So I'm just quickly fixing that.
Yeah, and now that we're in map 3, which is Inferno, we have to start talking about who do you think is going to take this? Both of these teams have been so close. Both of these teams have been playing so well that it's quite difficult to kind of predict who will be taking this last map.
No, definitely. It's gonna make for an interesting game. We'll see now what these guys say.
I think we might be having a 5-minute break. I don't think these teams will want to go in too quickly.
No, definitely. So I was just taking a quick look there at all the guys. Just a shout out there to Andrew Morgan, taking a look. He's been quite active. Valdu Ferreras and Pierre van Dijk. All you guys watching the game, thank you so much. We will be right back with you guys and keep you up to date with the action as it is happening live here in the Metanoia Charity Cup. as we are back into this as the knife round starts. Welcome back, Betty.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
And the camera does fly away from me there for a moment. As you see the guys here in mid getting ready for the knife round to knife out full side.
Yeah, and this is a very important knife round because this knife round might just decide the game. It's not 100%, true, but this knife round is very, very important because
It does come into contact with the favoritism of the side, definitely.
yeah, especially considering that arguably the T side on this map is very, very difficult. If the T side if the team on this map is very good, then it can be completely different. But if the two teams are very close in skill or very very near in skill, it can be very difficult for the terrorist team to kind of get any headway. And so we have seen that these two teams are very, very close in terms of their ability to take each other out. So it is very possible that whoever gets the T side on this map will have quite a difficult time, starting to get any sort of momentum going.
No, definitely. I want to see some good util usage in Banana this game.
Yeah, right now, it's always about the banana. The utility always goes down, but the utility usage always determines who gets banana. Banana control can be very, very strong. And we see CT is not leaving anything up to chance. Instant molly comes out of the top of banana. They are ready
Good
for that
flash
rush.
there by Spy. But the T's
Of course, the
actually
rush
opting
doesn't
to
come
go entirely the different route. See that they
Yeah,
are split.
they've played this quite slowly, pushing up towards apps.
Couch is trying to make some of a push here into apps. No one that can really scout them out. Light footstep there by Speed.
Yeah, that might just give them away, actually.
The smoke and the flashes are out.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick rotate from the on B side. Quick tap from Loverboy Murphy. Two taps, actually.
Very well played there by him. Couch coming back in there, getting a tap for himself and just a sub getting two as well.
Yeah, he's going to get control of bomb site. Some spray from Clover eventually going to take down Cut. That leaves Putrid in a 1v3, but all the T's are very low. This is very doable right now. He just has to get the aim on point. One.
Like that. That counts one. Oh! As he jumps up, he does get scouted.
Oh.
And unfortunately, they're Putrid.
Eventually gets taken down, but that could have gone in an entirely different direction. That was very winnable, but T's play that so smartly. They don't peek unnecessarily, and then eventually they do the little bait and switch and take them down. First round goes to REACCE, and that allows them to buy some SMGs and prep for a nice quick rush. Is this banana take? I think so. There's no utility on the CT side. They could easily take banana control right now.
And then we
It looks
are
like they
board
are.
here with Couch as he is running into it. Sort of good flash out there. Three of them. And the Zeus coming in by Salty.
Toothy Zeus.
Very, very naughty by there. But it's
Yeah,
3-on-3
absolutely.
situation again with Putrid already very low. On 5
Yeah, and
HP.
the thing is now though, the CTs, they've rotated to B, and the Ts could just decide to go A here, and it looks well, and I think this is a very good decision. A lot of the time the terrorists will overcommit once they've pushed banana like that. Terrorists now, they've decided to go towards A, and there's actually no one here. If they push this quick enough, they could have this site on pretty quickly.
But Lemon
CTs
Boys
are
are
away
already
though.
on site.
This might be a double rotate here. Could be deciding against going back to A. Two CTs towards A, and now if they push B, they have the man advantage. They're actually maybe Ladon Academy a little bit too smart for their own good. Here comes the execute. I think this is such a smart play.
Smokes and flashes
From
coming
REACCE.
out. Putrid pushing up is gonna try and get the yeah.
Oh, beautiful stuff. Checks the angle. That's what I like to see.
Very good work there by Clove. Gets that tap there with the Mac 10.
Yeah, that's some very good work from REACCE. There are a lot of teams, they don't know to rotate towards A once you kind of take a couple of picks on banana, but even fewer of them will rotate off towards A and then actually decide against it, realize that the CTs could have rotated off and then rotate back towards B. So
Yeah,
some
it's
smart
that,
stuff
that
coming out from
double
Reace.
back play basically that you're doing.
Yeah.
Logic gets over there, and now it's Loverboy Murphy yet again. But he unfortunately will fall to the hands of Clove there.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. Good stuff from Reace. They played to their advantages very well and were able to take round 2. But now, Ladon Academy, they have the choice to buy into this round here. They can buy up completely, but they might just settle for Deagles again, maybe. Yeah, they will settle for one SMG, a couple of Deagles, a couple of P250s, and now they've decided to try and take some cheeky plays with this half buy.
Definitely, I think Logic there, not even buying armor, is definitely trying to save up for getting an orb. Sub comes in, and very good work there, taking both guys down on B, forcing the quick rotation.
Yeah, that was some brilliant play from Justice. He had the trigger discipline to just hold down the spray, transfer onto the second peak. And that allowed him to just crack open the bomb site so easily and get complete control of this area here. They have CT on complete lockdown.
Yes, Salty Beast will fall there, taking a bit of a flash.
Yeah, and they have both of the CTs in this CT area here, so pretty much no chance that Ladon Academy is going to be able to get back into the...
No,
actually, they're getting flanked as well.
Oh, it's just as sun comes out. One thing with Trader is on him, but Murphy will fall to the hands of Radius, who came wrapping him from behind.
Yeah, and once again, that was just some good plays from Reace there. Just a sub able to just get them in for free. You know, a lot of times, most of the time, CTs will send about 2 players towards B site. So if you take down 2, you pretty much have B for free if you rush it instantly after that. So round 3.
Good work there by Logic, getting a pick up with the orb. Now Salty Beast having to rotate over to B.
Yeah, and Logic was able to just get that pick and fall off the angle, which is good stuff. CTs know they don't have to pick this anymore. They've gotten the pick they needed, and now they're quite happy to sit back and wait for the Ts to walk into them. They have the man advantage now. It's a 4v5, which means that regardless of which side the Ts push, the CTs will be in a much better position than they would have been in had they not gotten the pick on Logic. From Logic, sorry.
Yes, well, it's now gonna also be a point of what do the terrorists do next, because they can definitely be taking a look at going for a quick play somewhere or a slow play, but they've already held it down to 50 seconds remaining within this round.
Yeah, the terrorists are playing this one slow. I think they're waiting for some sort of pick, some sort of information to give them a bit of an idea of where they should be going. But like I said on the previous map, sometimes you just cannot wait too long. Finally, Reace deciding to get some information to the top of Banana here.
Just a sub is using some extra utility out onto the A side. And he will be forcing Salty Beast to use his own. Now Logic almost in a bit of trouble there. Onto the A side, and the Radius gets the pick off there onto Putrid. Logic on side, but he's not getting that peaks just yet, and now it's just Spybots and Salty Beast remaining.
Yeah, Logic finally going to get taken down. I think he sat on site for far too long, but they had to get that bomb down eventually. And now Spybotica and Salty Beast, they have to decide what they want to do here. Are they going to save this? It looks like they just might.
It definitely does look like the guys from Ladon are going to keep this as safe as possible for the time being.
Yeah, and that
you
is
don't
a
really
smart-
want to lose the
smart
whole
call.
You've just bought it.
Yeah, definitely, especially since you are sitting in a bit of a pickle, as it were, because you have pretty much no money at this stage, and saving the op is a big
Well, we can see
save.
there that the 3400 does come in handy, as Salted Beast goes from $100 on the bank to 3500.
Yeah, the CTs have full loss bonus, so they will be getting a hefty payout now. But saving that AWP is definitely worth it. You know, they wouldn't have had enough money to buy the AWP in this round had they not saved it. So save definitely the right call. But it looks like CT's actually going to have a half buy here from the rest of their team. You know, quite content to just bank on winning a couple of decoy picks.
And now aggressive peaks coming in the middle, anything at the point as it stands. As Putrid and Sparbot do both take a lot of damage there on the bomb site.
Yeah, that is some very good nade usage from the T side, and that's the kind of nade usage that wins you banana and can go on to win you the round as well.
Definitely. But there's no full-on push just yet.
Yeah, the T's, they know they need at least one more pick before they feel more comfortable on the B site here. You can't go into B or A without having at least one pick. So they do need one player to fall here before they can decide which place they want to go. They are deciding to probe towards mid here. Is one CT holding archers? They get smoked off. Execute comes in here, and the bomb actually in a bit of limbo. They move the bomb from mid and they push towards B, and now a double execute comes forward. Execute in mid and then a quick execute onto B. There's only two players here. That's what they were trying to accomplish. One goes down.
Picked off immediately. And just Putrid remains on the bomb site. Eagle's way through the smoke was just too high. But just a sub and Clove both have fallen very low, with Clove remaining on 2 HP there. Oh, excellent angle usage there from Radius, but as it drops down,
One tap.
the one tap lands.
Gonna get traded out though eventually.
You will get the return tap onto him.
Yeah, I think the call now is once again just save the AWP. There's no reason to lose it. But actually, it's gonna go down anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, we do see there that Couch does go and pick up the AWP.
Yeah, and this is quite interesting, I must say. I'm enjoying watching. Ladon Academy have been pretty much in control a lot of the time in the last two maps, regardless of whether they were in a deficit or not. And I think this is the first time here on map 3 that we see that REACCE just takes full control, not really letting up a single bit. They are 0-5 in favor of REACCE. They haven't lost a single round on the T side just yet. Quite the achievement, considering the T side is considered quite difficult.
Yes, Putrid does get the pick of there onto speed. Unfortunately, is no longer with us. And that's Sparbot
I think
also dropping quite low here in Banana.
I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is banana control, the utility that comes through on banana that really decides which team takes control. And once your team has control of banana, you can kind of control the tempo of the rest of the game.
Well, once you have that banana control, you can actually control the entire map, because
Exactly.
all you really need is one information guy in banana once you have control over it. Then the rest of your squad can rotate wherever they need to.
Yeah, I say that though, but the bomb does go down in mid, and CTs know this, but they haven't re-peeked to see if the bomb has been taken or not. They've been smoked off the angle, so the bomb could easily just go towards banana again. There is only one CT watching from CT towards B side, so the terrorists, they could walk into a 3v3 or they could walk into a 1v3. Let's see what they decide.
Good
smoke
smoke.
archers. Actually, Molotov, and that's a really good Molotov. That's going to force the CTs out.
It does pause.
Ooh, putrid though. I mean, that's exactly the kind of stuff you want to see. The T's decided to walk into the 3v3, and yeah, the CTs were able to just hold the angle. And that is the power of the CT side on this map. You know, they can hold those angles. And I think the reason that the CTs have been losing a lot of the time is because of the superior banana control coming out from REACCE at the moment. And yeah, that didn't really work out for them considering they decided to go A.
Yes, well, unfortunately, the dream is no more for the guys on REACCE, as Ladon has taken their first round for the map. Oh!
Ooh.
Couch!
Double pick.
The pick off there was yet again the SG553. Or as we call it in layman's terms, the COD gun.
Yeah, and a lot of people get annoyed with the COD gun. There is definitely something to be said about it. It's a pretty strong gun, definitely a good buy, and it can it can really save you in certain scenarios. And I must say, I enjoy it quite a bit since I'm a bit of a scoped weapon player. I like the AWP, I like the AUG as well, and you can get some very pinpoint accuracy picks with it through certain places that you might not normally be able to.
No, definitely. The peaks that you are able to get with these guns are insane, and they were quite strong, but we did see some early gapping towards the gun as well. And now as a utility is being used on A, sees the radius is trying to get a bit of a more aggressive push towards B.
Yeah, it looks
But
like...
Salty Beast was in the midst of rotating, but immediately reads the plane, rotates back.
Yeah, the terrorists have taken some good control of mid here, and they've pushed all the way from archers to take this A site, and they could be caught off guard from this pit position.
Once they get to pick off there, and the radius gets returned on.
Woo! No scope!
B.
And that is actually the last minute plant. They had 5 more seconds on the clock to go there.
Oh, just late tap from Clove, and Salty Beast has time to come and defuse this.
Oh, he doesn't get straight to the smoke either.
Unfortunate, the spray is not there in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's going to be the second round on the board for Ladon Academy as they start to bring their way back into this map, piece by piece, just capitalizing on some of the mistakes being made by REACCE here. And honestly, what I want to see right now is REACCE retaking control of this map by just continuing to do what they did earlier on and just get this banana control like they're doing right now and play off of it.
Good control of the banana again coming in. So taking a lot of damage. The Molly lands on his feet.
Ooh, actually going to go down to the Molly.
Good work there by just a sub.
Yeah, the rotate does come in, but that's going to be quite a good pick for REACCE right now, because that means that there's going to be 2A and 2B, and I mean that means you have a man advantage regardless of which site you hit now. So the CTs, they have very few resources to work with now. Terrorists controlling this tempo now.
Yeah, they definitely have forced over the rotation from the AWP towards B, so if they had known this, they probably would have said, okay, let's go to this and rotating onto A. But the play is happening as they are trying to push onto B here now, with both pushed into construction. Clove getting the shot through the smoke there.
Yeah, that's gonna mean bomb goes down, and the man advantage for the terrorists is gonna come in pretty handy. Salty Beast gets 1, but I don't think it's gonna matter at this point. The CTs are very much locked out of this bomb site.
Well, definitely see logic push, but the scope not giving him the full vision, and he will be taken down by his radius. But the return is there. Scouts also now comes rotating. Just in time gets the last pick. Picks up the orb, and bomb will not go off. And that is round 6 in favor of REACCE.
Yeah, and this has been a pretty decisive T side coming out from REACCE. You know, in the beginning of this map, we said T side is quite difficult to execute, but it looks like REACCE is having no problems doing so. And that's a pretty good look for them right now.
No, definitely. But I do think that we have a lot more fun, if I can put it like that, playing on the T side on Inferno, because we
absolutely
control the pace, and that's exactly what REACCE is doing at this moment.
I think now the real question is what kind of REACCE team do we see on the CT side when the half switches? Do we see them as dominating as this half, or maybe do we see Ladon getting a chance to take back this map?
Well, it's going to be interesting. At least we've got some time to. Oh, as just the sub pushes there through the smoke, gets 2 picks off. And Sniper goes down. Loverboy will fall as well.
Yeah, that was very quick, but see, he didn't really have much to work with. Only a couple of pistols. It is only natural that they would most likely lose some of those battles there, and it looks like Putrid might just be playing for a bit of exit frags here. which I think is neither here nor there. There's nothing really to save, so basically they just want to do as much damage with this pistol as possible, maybe take down at least one and maybe save a gun if they can.
Well, if you take down one or you take down three, at the end of the day, a takedown is a takedown. It will just help to hurt the economy a little bit more. Especially with the fact you see that REACCE are low on cash. They have bought out, so...
Yeah, but REACCE, they know which side they're going to be saving to. They have no problem in deciding that. So they're going to be getting the 7th round and no extra kills come out for Ladon Academy. That's going to mean that they can buy into this round here, but yeah, they're going to need to start winning rounds if they want any sort of momentum back into this half.
No, definitely, and REACCE making a good buy there of all the utility they possibly can. Full buy coming in from Ladon as well. So now they try and take control over Banana here, but the thing is definitely, again, favoring out towards
You see quite a bit of spam going through the apartments, and I really like that, because that very much clears out the apartments area if you want to take control of that specific part of the map. But yeah, if you take that kind of control, it does indicate that you have some ideas about taking a site. So CTs might be onto this plan. They might have a little bit of extra caution for this push that is starting to come out here. I say that the longer is down, so they have an idea.
Yeah, I was just about to say Ladon getting a bit aggressive on the push in Banana to take more control over Banana.
Yeah, and that's going to throw the whole plan off, you know, off of its axis right there. The Ladon just getting the punish pick onto REACCE, who was getting a bit more aggressive than needs to be on that Banana. You know, originally it looked like REACCE was trying to take the apps control, the mid control, but once that pick came down on Banana, they just had to decide to go with beat. They have to execute here.
Oh,
everyone just
cleared and
getting picked
Spybot gets the 3-man wipe there.
Yeah, all of the REACCE members looking into the smoke instead of on site, and that's going to mean that they're all just going to go down instantly with no contest.
Unfortunately for them.
Yeah, that's just their plan falling apart. Like I said, you know, it looks like they were trying to go towards A or mid, but you know, once the picks came down on Banana, they just had to commit to the B, and they just did not look prepared for that at all.
Well, as this round 11 does start, we do see two guys. Abs.
Yeah, the terrorists, they have a whole bunch of MAC-10s, and they're taking Banana control nice and quickly.
Good night coming in. Spybot's here. Oh, Spybot's here. Got it out there with a gun in his hand.
Crazy stuff there.
Future doing a lot of damage before he initially gets taken down.
Yeah, he manages to take down 2 before he goes down, and I mean, that's going to be quite crucial if the CTs want to retake the 3v3, but AK and M4s definitely going to trump the long distance pushes over these SMGs.
Yes, as just sub is now holding a firm
It
angle
doesn't
here.
look like we're going to get the long range picks, actually. CT's getting close on site here, and that's going to give the SMGs a little bit of advantage. Let's see if they can use it.
Just sub will fall and go down.
Oh, Radius is holding this angle here. All up to him to do everything. Can he do it? Can
and
actually.
he gets
2
it, Radius.
HP. He manages to do that. Can he save the AK? He does actually get to save the AK, and that is exactly what you need from Zeradius in that
I
moment.
heard the bomb
Just clutch
popping
it
that
out.
was very close.
That was definitely very close. Zeradius had so much work to do, and he just pulls through, and he does shine when it needs to happen.
Yes, well, as we're heading now into round 12, we see that the score is currently sitting at 3-8 in the favor of REACCE. Now, with the map being able to be controlled from either side, do you think that we could see upset in the rounds as they've been sending out, or do you think that REACCE might just continue to dominate right through?
Well, I have definitely seen, I mean, we've definitely been seeing some good plays from REACCE. They have looked very good on this map, and I think that they seem to have it a bit more practice than Ladon Academy, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that we see an upset in the second half. depending on the playstyle of Ladon Academy. If I do recall, the last time I saw them on this map, they did seem to be very, very good on the T side. So it's definitely possible that they could start upsetting the scoreline in the second half, but that is yet to be seen.
Well, we do see a nice 5-man commitment here. The beast. Speed will get the pick down there on the Salty Beast. And no rotations have happened just as of yet from the A side. And now they're coming in, but Loverboy getting picked up already. Logic running out down to Banana. Spyboard just falls.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the round. 9 rounds to 3 in favor of REACCE. And you know, we're talking about upsets here, but I mean, if REACCE continue on this path, if they continue winning rounds in this half, then it's going to be very, very difficult for Ladon to pull anything out. You know, even if Ladon are better on the T side, even if they do, you know, look to do some sort of upset in the second half, if REACCE keep winning these rounds, then it's going to be very difficult. Even if they do win 1 or 2 in the next half, then, you know, REACCE, all they have to do is just win a couple and they'll have the map.
Yes, well, Logic coming in there as he does take down first.
Yeah, and that's the kind of pick that you need if you want to start winning some rounds in this half.
And that happens just as I was actually about to ask you, like, what do you think is the limit to when Leon?
Yeah, well, I think that they have definitely put a good foot forward in this map, but it is very even now, 3-3 in terms of man advantages. No one has anything yet, so this could go either way. But Ladon, they do have a chance here. They have a chance to start shutting down the momentum that REACCE have built up in this half.
No, definitely. As we do see that they are now rotating over to the B bomb site. Salty B standing in a very interesting position here with the AUG.
Yeah, that is a very interesting boost, and I don't think the T's are going to be aware of this. Right. The Executor's going to come in and they could be caught off guard. Oh. They definitely don't. There comes the pick. It's going to get traded out though, but that might just be the crucial damage that Ladon needed to get themselves into this round.
Yeah, Spybot is already pushing up into Banana.
Couch is super low. I don't see any utility on the CT side, so that's going to make it a bit more difficult.
And also makes it a bit more favorable and easier for Couch, who has been spotted out now here in the dark corner.
Yeah, there it is. Ladon is given the keys to this round. There was some unnecessary peeks, I think, from REACCE there. They didn't have to peek those angles. They could have actually just played it completely passively. Instead, they decide to peek out and they lose both of those trades. And that's going to mean that finally Ladon Academy gets another round on the board. 4 rounds to 9. Still in favor of REACCE. But Ladon is starting to build up a little bit of a momentum here.
Well, definitely. But Mr. Fortune Teller, as I can state it now, seeing as you proved yourself useful, it's 9-4 again. Do we see a 10-4 or 10-5 at the end of the half?
Yeah, I think it's definitely likely that we see a 10-5. It's possible that we even see an 11-4, just based on the way REACCE have been playing. You know, it's definitely likely that they get a few more rounds here, but Ladon, they are looking like they having a bit of a reaction to how REACCE have been playing, so we might see a couple more rounds going in favor right now. We might even see a 6-9 if Ladon can start playing a bit better on this half. Sparbotica getting a pick in apps, gets traded out instantly. It's a 2v3, and once again REACCE showing that they have
speed coming there with a good return.
Yeah, very good control of this map so far. Like I said, definitely looking like maybe a 10-5 or an 11-4. Yeah.
Well, with my luck as we would have it, when I play, if it's 11-4 favor for me, I always lose the second half by some miracle.
Yeah, I always like to say that when I'm playing that if you want to try and have an actual chance, if you're losing a map very heavily, if you want to have a chance at the second half of a map, you should always try and go into it at a deficit of 6-9. If you're losing, getting 6 rounds on the board is very, very handy in going to the second half. You know, losing that round 10-5 or losing it 11-4 even is just absolutely devastating. It doesn't give you any wiggle room to make mistakes. Whereas if you have 6 rounds to 9, that usually gives you a little bit of wiggle room to play with as you go into the next half. So
No,
I
definitely
usually
true.
say that's kind of the point that you want to aim for.
No, that's definitely true. Unfortunately, in my case, it's just a matter of I'm leading 11-4 and all, is it? It just does not work that well for me.
Yeah, we see now Ladon, they have the deciding factor here. They could either lose this half 10-5 or 11-4. It's up to how they decide to play right now. And how REACCE decide to play as well.
A bit of a tango work going on there in the city spot. As we see that there's a couple of guys already getting ready to push out.
Yeah, once again, we see that banana control, that crucial banana control coming out. And that's going to give the T's, again, this very superior control in this banana position. And it's this banana position that have allowed the REACCE to pretty much control how things work this entire half. So, once again, they just get themselves in a favorable position here. They've pushed up all the way to the top banana. Now they can decide what to do with this control.
Well, there's a good double pick in the mid here between Logic and Spywatch here. Once he does get lined up.
Now the spam is coming in.
He has good control here over Banana at the moment. He is pushed up quite far.
Yeah, but he has to use this position in some sort of way. It looks like maybe the T's will decide to take this bomb and move it towards A and maybe try and bait out a bit of a rotate from the CTs and maybe catch them off guard at this position, but Speed is going to fall off eventually. Try and see what he can see here. Slowly clearing sight as the execute comes in. He's pushed up very close. He might catch him off guard and actually
on the smoke there from Putrid, working excellent in getting the pickup on the Speed. Now the radius will fall as well.
Yeah, and they have rotated. The bomb is here towards A, and that's going to give the T's the advantages that they wanted.
Oh,
beautiful stuff.
Just cannot get the pick off there with the AWP.
Couch is able to take down one on sight, and that's going to give them the very clutch bomb plant that's going to give them the time in this round to play with. Yeah, and it's just these small plays that REACCE is making on the T side that have given them the advantages here. They did the fake execute towards B, and that pulled the CTs to the B side and gave them the advantage to push towards A and just take control.
Couch takes down Putrid there.
Yeah, REACCE, they definitely know what they're doing on this map.
No, definitely. And we're going into halftime with the score sitting at 11-4.
Yeah, there's the 11-4 that I predicted. I'm not saying that I'm big brain, but I'm pretty big brain.
We can neither confirm nor deny the fact that you predicted a few scores.
Yeah, no. We can neither confirm nor deny my affiliation with certain government experiments that have allowed me to tell the future.
Wait, you too?
But anyway, as we start the second half, REACCE looking to continue their dominance on this map. Oh, I'm gonna get caught out super quickly. Yeah, that's the kind of push I like. The T's, they have that advantage.
And the retake down is there as Salty Beast will get the shot onto Speed.
Yeah. And you know, that's the advantage that I'm always talking about in terms of the T side. You know, you can beat 5 people onto a site, and that's pretty much instant win.
Oh, Couch. Looking at the wrong angle.
Yeah, he just gets insta-dinked there. That was a nice decisive round from Ladon Academy. Gonna put them in a good position to start working their way back into this map. It's 5-11 in favor of REACCE, but Ladon, they've put their best foot forward in this half. They're ready to start taking the rounds back.
Well, we'll definitely see how it pans out. As we see that Clover has decided to pick up a little naughty Nova.
Oh, let's see what he can do with this naughty Nova.
And a stack of 5 Mac 10s coming in.
we asked the question, what could be done with the Naughty Nova?
At
The
least
answer to that
one
question is
headshot,
just one.
but that one gives him a very just amount of cash. That is bonus towards his next round buy.
Yeah, and I'm actually curious. Just the sub, he was all the way pushed up in apps, and he could have gotten a quick peek onto the terrorists on B side, but instead he's fallen all the way back to second apps here and going straight back into T spawn. And it looks like the save call is coming out, which is very interesting, but it's definitely justified. These CTs, they all have some armor, and 2 of them have helmets, and they do have some pistols and a scout, so it's not the worst save in the world. It's definitely justifiable, but they have to not die.
Oh,
And
oh, and Speed just barely staying alive there at the end. He does get a pick off.
yeah, and that's actually a crucial pickoff, because that is going to be a little bit of extra money in the bank, and you get to save as well.
Yes, well, we're seeing Mac-10s and SG553 coming out for Logic again.
Yeah, and the SG553 could be pretty strong on this map.
Oh, and the sub is in a very difficult position. He's burning down. And Speed not being able to see clearly through the Molotov there. As Bubbles gets good work done, and now it's just Clove again.
Ladon Academy, though, they've just shown some incredibly dominant performance in this round. They didn't even have to, take a site. They didn't even have to execute on a site or do any sort of fancy footwork. They literally only won the aim battles in that round, and they won off of it. They won the aim battles in B. They won the aim battles on A. They didn't even have to go and plant the bomb. They just beat REACCE at every corner, and that's quite interesting. That's a lot stronger than we saw them on the other half. Maybe their T side is a lot stronger than we thought it would be.
I was just about to say, I think we might have misjudged what we have seen so far.
Yeah, I think maybe we've been lulled into a false sense of complacency here, because the last 2 maps we saw Ladon and REACCE were pretty much neck and neck, and I think maybe we've been disillusioned a little bit with how well REACCE has been performing on the previous half. So now we see Ladon Academy taking back some of the rounds and just showing us that they actually can contend for this map.
No, definitely. I do see as well that they are showing us that it's not just whether the design, well, let's say the design of the map, say showing you whether it's a CT or a T map, but there's a whole bunch of other factors as well coming into the decision of whether a map is CT or T-sided. As the push is coming in, we have Banana now. There's one yeah. He's already spraying as Zorelis will get the kill.
He's working out pretty well, but they get quite a few kills, and a lot of spam through the smoke is going to give them another kill. That's going to leave Loverboy Murphy on 1 HP. Literally 1 HP. A breath of air away from death.
Well, he's gone now. And now Spybot's here, standing up right against Couch, not realizing it, being forced out into the open.
Yeah, and that was a nice round from REACCE. They were able to get the kills that they needed with that crucial boost and the spam through the smoke, and that was pretty much it. Good stuff from them. 7-12 in favor of REACCE, and now we start to see a bit more of a neck-and-neck battle again. It seemed that Ladon Academy not so well versed on the CT side of this map, but they seem to be quite happy with the T side of this map. And we do say, oh, CT-sided map, T-sided map, blah blah blah, but at the end of the day, like you said, a lot more factors go into deciding what kind of strengths each team has, and if certain teams are better at certain things or they have certain playstyles, that can definitely change the whole dynamic of which side is stronger in a map.
No, definitely, and Pitwood already getting pushed up very high here into Banana. So he's already getting some of the control of Banana.
The bomb is towards apps though, so we'll see what the T's are wanting to do, being one man down.
Guy's also taking a lot of damage there from Spotbox here. Salty Beast is about to get smoke coming right in. Block off from library side. This will be there to try and take down library. But
Yeah,
unfortunately,
utility is going back and forth. But Ladon, they're about to walk into a 3-man site. See if they can get the picks that they need.
and Spirited now just doing some laid back work here onto.
Ooh, that spam through the wall is beautiful stuff. You need to get that spam done if you want to win, and actually as well.
Oh, and Liv getting picked up there.
Oh, Salty Beast is so much work for Ladon right now.
And they do get the round.
Yeah, and that's just as an FYI for anyone who finds that it's very annoying when a CT posts up on that little box inside a site. If you spam through that wall there, you can easily get the kill onto that CT. So it's always suggested that if you're taking the site, you just spam through the wall. Don't even bother taking the fight. Just spam through the wall to do a little bit of damage, or you can get a free pick.
It certainly does help. Oh, just a sub is down into mid, and he will get the kill there on the rush. And the rush coming down banana. And now it's a 2-on-3 situation. Oh, Scout is busy reloading. He does get picked off there in banana.
But that was a very good decision coming out from REACCE. They realized we just got to save into this one. Let's do as much damage as possible to catch them unaware, and just ran down that banana and got a whole bunch of kills for free.
And the radio's obviously hearing now that the utility is being spent towards the bomb site.
Yeah, and at this point, honestly, I wouldn't suggest a save. I think Zeradius should go for this, try and get as many kills as possible, and maybe even win. But it doesn't look like he's going to be wanting to do that. I don't see the point of saving, though. I don't think there's any point. There's nothing to save. There's a pistol, and that's going to mean pretty much nothing, especially considering he's on the CT side, which means that he starts with a pretty good pistol. But now he's picked up an AWP, and that is definitely worth saving. That's changed pretty much everything that I just said in the last couple of seconds. Saving this AWP, 100% worth it.
Yeah, definitely. He did pick up the smoke there to make life a bit easier for himself, and now Spud was here on the B-bomb site. Will tick down. He's not going to try and...
Yeah, that is a good decision right there. REACCE getting themselves a free AWP for their troubles, and that's going to be pretty crucial because they almost converted a save round with pistols into a win. They got a couple of kills, they had a free AWP, and now that's going to give them a nice fat buy into this next round and a chance to shut down the momentum that Ladon have been building up for themselves.
No, definitely. Take a look at the fact that the save that Zeradius got is already helping quite a bit because he was able to buy up.
Yeah, I mean the save AWP has just gifted them a free kill. Clove using that AWP to the fullest, getting an instant pick onto Logic, which is pretty strong, and that's going to give them nice chance to just sit back and hold the site quite passively.
Yes, a Spirited once again is here out onto the bomb site, and rotations are coming now in. As you can see, Couch is also rotating, he's in CT. He reaches the situation, see there's no push, falls back to A.
Yeah, they definitely don't have enough information for Committed to rotate here, and I definitely agree with moving back towards that A site. The bomb is here towards A. And, now they just have to wait and see what the terrorists do, but they need to be quick considering they just sent one of their B players towards CT, which means the B hold is going to be quite weak, and the execute comes in as long as possible to get his teammates back. Example gets taken down instantly.
No, definitely Putrid getting the kill there on Zeradius. Very good execution coming in onto site.
Yeah, that spray is going to do lots and lots of work.
Dropped down into smoke, so even more time was bought. Speed
gonna get one, can't get the second, but it's gonna make it a whole lot easier for the CTs to take down Spybotica. Spybotica sees one, but gets killed instantly by the AWP.
Just not enough time to get the pick off.
Yeah, and that's gonna be 13 rounds in favor of REACCE, and that is pretty big. And that's gonna mean that Ladon have to dip into their pockets right now if they want to buy up, Spybotica gonna have to buy for his teammates and force as much as possible. And this is pretty much the do or die buy for Ladon Academy. They have to look at their economy right now, considering they have 1 point of loss bonus out of a possible 5 points. If they lose this, their economy is going to be in a really bad state.
No, definitely. But once again, it's Salty Beast and Putrid here on the banana push. Trying to sort of see if they can have control over banana. They do have the top of banana smoked down, so there's somewhat of a control. But now it's just Putrid left after the smoke fades.
Yeah, just the sub getting some ground in apps, but actually, after getting it, just gives it up instantly. Now there's one player left in Ninja. Could catch out these CTs.
Oh,
Doesn't though.
Logic gets the pick of the radius.
Speed getting tagged up quite a lot and can't actually get the repeat.
The scouts will get the pick there onto Salty.
Plays running back and forth. That's
Bomb
going
is
to be
down
close
on
1v2.
site. Luckily for
Actually,
Spy, it
I
didn't-
say, Clove is in a 1v2, but actually, technically, this is 2 1v1s if he moves fast.
that all is dependent on how fast he moves.
Yeah, he's heard the 1 reload. He has to move up for this and get the pick. He knows where this player is, and he just can't do it.
And unfortunately, that one-on-one situation already makes the game hard, and now you're going into a rushed one-on-one, basically, as you would say. Trying to get the one done so you can move over towards the next one.
Yeah, and it's really sad though that had to happen. You know, he heard the response, but he just couldn't get it done. Sandwiched in from 2 sides, and it just too difficult. And now, yeah, actually managing to get a pick.
Both doing some very good work there.
Now the bomb did go down actually, so Couch got a lot of information to work with here.
And Logic's staring into the smoke, hoping to see something as he actually points straight onto the enemy, but not getting the pick.
Yeah, Couch was able to get himself a free upgrade to the AK. Off the hit of 1, takes down Loverboy. Now the CTs, they're playing a very dangerous game here. They know where the bomb is more or less. And they have these very odd positions that might catch these Ts out.
Oh, and the bomb is taken down.
Logic grabs the bomb and tries to retreat, but gets caught out 14 HP. One more shot will do it.
He's now down to... Oh, speed. 9. That's Putrid.
Now it's all onto Putrid. He has to get something done here. 1v4. And once again, we see this trend that I very often refer to in South African Counter-Strike, and it's the ability of South African CSGO teams to really utilize save rounds to the fullest. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we just go crazy on save rounds, we like YOLO, or if everything just changes, or if the mindset changes, but there's something about South African Counter-Strike teams and our ability to pick up an eco round and just win against all odds with it. And that's just what REACCE have done now. They got themselves some AKs for free after starting with only a couple of pistols, maybe some SMGs. And now they have themselves a nice full buy here against Ladon Academy, who has to decide exactly what they want to do now. They have a timeout called for themselves, and this is where they plan what to do with the rest of their money. They have 1 AK, and now they have to decide if they force or if they save and see what they can do with 1 AK.
Oh, we do see there that Salty Beast picks up a deagle, a tick 9 onto Putrid. So, doing it about half-half here.
Yeah, and maybe they're trying to tap into some of that CSGO magic where they win some free save rounds. Let's see if they can do it, just as REACCE done it before. Actually, they decided to rush Banana quite quickly. Take out the AWPer. Very nice movement.
Pushing her onto B.
Actually, they're going to be quite happy with that 1 pick, and they're getting a free AWP onto Salty Beast. was actually pretty decent play, because now they have that AK, they have the AWP, and they have just that much of a better chance to get back into this round.
Well, they've gone from a single gun, a deagle and 9 to having an AWP and an AK now. Oh,
Ooh, they
that
don't
was
check.
very close. But Salty Beast does get the shot down onto Couch there.
Yeah, and once again, suddenly South African Counter-Strike team on a save round manages to win.
They went entirely bonkers there.
Yeah, it does seem so.
Is pushing through construction a bit. Not entirely, he's gonna hold the angle.
Yeah, Salty Beast is on 6 HP. Could get taken down quite easily here, but just sub needs to do something here. Holding this angle, hoping for some exit frag. Here comes one. Gets the takedown. Gets the second, actually. That's a free AWP there once again. That AWP has actually been donated 3 times now.
It's been donated around a few times. But it started on the side of the CTs.
Yeah, no, well, actually, it started on the T side, because it's Putrid's AWP. It's Putrid's AWP. The CTs got their hands on it. It went back into the T's hands, and now it's gone back into the CT's hands.
Poor Putrid. And all he wants is his AWP. But it's 5-man AK rush.
5-man AK rush banana. Let's see if the CTs can hold it off better than they could in the previous round.
Oh, the incendiary not doing enough damage. And now the Eagle is pushing it in onto his side. The radius gets picked off there in the side. By Salty Beast and Couch also getting knocked off there by Logic. And it's a 2-on-4 situation once again.
Yeah, and right now I think the best call is just to save this AWP. I think that the AWP has gone back and forth a bit too much, and I think round there's no reason to overcommit here and lose the guns.
No, definitely not. And just a sub hiding here in the corner.
Yeah, this could be a pretty strong position if they decide to retreat here, but they don't. They make the smart call. Terrorists retreating down banana. They know there could be someone here like last time, so no longer will they fall for that trick. That's going to be 12 rounds to 14. Still in favor of REACCE, but Ladon Academy getting their foot back in the door. They're ready to... not ready to lose just yet.
Definitely. Well, going from a 11-4 round score, sitting now at 12-14. These guys have really been working hard on the side of Ladon.
Yeah, they definitely have been working hard to get it back, so props to them for just grinding this round out as much as possible. CTs, though, are taking a little bit more banana control this time, which could prove to be successful, except they take the control and they don't use it.
There's Ladon
which is
coming
very
in.
odd.
Takes down the guy. It almost looked there for a second like Putrid was about to shoot his own teammate.
Yeah, and the issue here is
oh, as Putrid gets one of his man. Just a sub doing very nice work here.
It's just a sub on 1 HP.
Nade. Doing...
The thing is, yeah, the CTs could have definitely had this game in a whole, this round in a whole different way. Because they took a lot of utility. They got the timing on the utility down banana, and they got that control. But instead of peeking, instead of getting any information, they didn't. They just didn't peek it, which means they weren't aware of this T side quick push through mid, and they were caught completely unaware. And they gave pretty much a free round to Ladon.
Yes, you can see that club is retreating again. Salty Beast surviving just on 16 HP there.
Yeah, and it's going to be 13-14. He's just dodging out of the way of that.
Clove almost getting the hit there. He could have made a bit of a difference. Not too much.
Yeah, but now is the round where everything comes down to the wire. If REACCE wins this round, they can solidify themselves in this half. But if Ladon win this round, they're going to equalize the score, and they're going to get REACCE sweating here.
I think they're already switching. I mean,
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
11-4 to 14-13. Well, definitely a bit stressful. Put it like that.
Yeah, and you have to ask the question, is this a showing that REACCE is weaker on the CT side, or does this show that Ladon is stronger on the T side?
Well, in all honesty, I think it's more than just that. As Salty Beast runs there into the Molotov, Loverboy gets a nice tap there. And Putrid also getting a good work there. So Clover and just sub now down. It's just to say that you might see the scores fly up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now will REACCE retreat and hold for exit frags, or do you think they're just gonna, well,
No, they're
Eco
gonna
is low,
save this one.
they're gonna full save it.
They can't play for exit frags now. It's too much risk. There's too much on the line right now. They REACCE just have to save this one. They know they have to get as much guns into the next round as possible to have a chance at winning this, because now that they've lost this round, now that it's 14-14, it's going to leave pretty much everything down to who manages to win this next round. I think that's going to decide pretty much everything, and the CTs know it. REACCE know it. They called the timeout. They're going to use this time to do a little bit of tactical analysis of what's going on here. You know, what happened between them being 11-4 to being 14-14.
And definitely, and also the fact that at least REACCE now, with the lost bonus, are able to do a full buy. I mean, you can see there that just a sub just spent $5,300. He got himself that org, full set of utility, and basic armor. Doesn't have the full armor to shit, but Clove as well. He's got $6,150 in the bank, so he can fully buy up as well.
Yeah, and it's actually an interesting approach here. Just a Sub and Speed have not bought a helmet, which indicates that they realize that Ladon is playing with AKs here and that head armor is pretty much useless. And instead they've decided to save that extra 650 for the helmet. And
it's quite insane how, well, it's 650 to 1,000, so that's initially like $350 just for the helmet.
yeah, so they've decided to save that money instead of spending it on a helmet that's going to be useless against the AK. And rather save that into the next round, which actually, that's a tactic that I like. They can definitely use that to their advantage.
That is very smart work on the base of economics.
Yeah, for sure. But they're gonna have to make it work. That kind of an investment, or that kind of a save, that kind of a economic knowledge has to come in into play somewhere. If it's not capitalized on, then it's pretty much useless.
Well, we're going to be sitting here on board with Clove, seeing what does he do with this orb. I'm hoping to see a very good, quick peek in with a nice love tap into someone's forelobe.
They need a quick tap. They need a quick peek into B. Somebody needs to go down.
And the smoke lands just before he could get vision there in mud.
The difference between this map and the previous map is that orb can only be used in 2 or 3 situations instead of across the whole map. So it has to be decisive in the way you use the orb, and you have to use it to some advantage, because if you're not getting the kills with it, then you basically may as well not even have it.
No, true. And I would say that when we take a look at positioning for the orb, it's on the CT side, it's actually just banana and
mid. Yeah, and then if you're on the back foot, then maybe from library to balcony, or from pit to library or archers. And that's pretty much the only situations you could really use it in, and so you have to capitalize on it somehow.
Well, the smokes come out onto A, and Ladon now
he's
making
taking quick
work. after that
Quick correct.
delayed push. Guard's getting a good shot onto there. Counter him, and now Logic left with 1 HP only.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage down onto the T's, but now the CTs, they have to think about what they're going to do. They have to know that there's a lot of damage onto the T's, and they have to play this smartly. They have to get some sort of damage down. If they can land a couple of bullets onto these T's, that's going to be game. But they have to play this smartly. They have to get that damage down.
Coming. He's in position for the push.
There goes one.
Teammate's not.
There goes the other. They know exactly where the last one is. Speed has to know.
And
Yes.
he does get it.
He gets it. But does
And
he have
he
enough
has-
time for the defuse?
He does. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yes, he does.
I think he had about
15
another
rounds.
1.5 second remaining there.
15 rounds for REACCE now. They are solidified themselves, if not a win, then at least overtime. They have solidified at least overtime, if not a victory here. And now everything comes down to the wire. Can this double op setup for REACCE bring to fruition that which they need? That 16th round that they are so desperately looking for. Can they get it here?
Smoke into Banana as the nades come flying up. It is a 5-man push right here into Banana as
that's a huge utility usage. Lots of damage coming down. These have committed completely to this Banana push, and a lot of damage has been taken in return.
yeah, Loverboy dropping down. Oh, and the peak there with the
Clove getting one.
Logic in a good position here. He's gonna get the smoke out.
Yeah, the utility usage by the CTs here is very, very good. Stop this onslaught of CTs and stop them in their tracks.
And Logic getting that quick step 1 tap onto his radius, and now it's 4-3 situation here. 4-2 now. Trying to push Banana. And Peter down to 1 HP again. He's gonna put the Molotov there in the coffins. And now it's just by what's who is alive. He has to go find the bomb. And what will he do?
Actually, he might catch stuff by surprise here, but he doesn't.
Unfortunately
16
not.
rounds for
What
REACCE, and
a
they actually
play.
managed to do it. They managed to win map 3, and they managed to win this entire game. By the skin of their teeth, they claw their way back to that 16th round, and they eventually take that win.
Yes, no, it's definitely very well played by the guys on the side of REACCE. And Ladon as well, they really did play well.
Absolutely. This is some incredible plays from both teams here.
But at the end of the day, REACCE took it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there can really be one winner. REACCE eventually, after getting clutched back by Ladon from 11-4 to 14-14, REACCE manages to take the win eventually, and finally get that victory that they seemed poised to get in the first half.
No, definitely. And, these guys were really fighting hard. You could see it, they were pushing it all to what they had at the end of the day. So, very well played by both of them.
Yeah, definitely. GG to both of these teams. Great stuff, some great Counter-Strike that we witnessed here today. Very exciting. Always love to see it. We got our 3 maps. We got our Mirage. We got our Inferno. We got our 1-digs, our clutches, our crazy save rounds. Just amazing stuff to watch.
No, definitely. But as the calls come in there, well played to everybody. And I think we are going to call this a night after the, as Cameron from the said there, it's a good game to watch by both teams, and it was actually quite a stressful game. I don't think not just for the players, but for us as well.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely some unexpected stuff coming out, and yeah, you just you love to see it. You love to see Counter-Strike like this. It's just really beautiful and entertaining to watch. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. We really appreciate you coming by and supporting us, Metanoia, the teams, and just engaging in South African Counter-Strike as a whole. So thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys again at some point.
Yes, no, definitely. And guys, don't forget to go take a look at us on Facebook, Metanoia Esports. We've got the website up as well, www.metanoiaesports.co.za. You can find Patrick Finnick on Twitter and on Twitch, and you can find myself on Twitter and on YouTube, and sometimes Twitch as well. It is at Twitch Finnick, if I'm not mistaken.
At Patchwork Finnick,
Sorry,
yes, every time.
Patrick Finnick, and at DJ Toothy on Twitter as well, where you can hit us up if there's anything you guys want to ask or let us know. Thank you for coming. Have a good evening.
Thanks very much. Enjoy your evening, guys.
Cheers.